the first message I get is this guy sending me a link to some lab-grown diamonds.
You walk around and just like the most beautiful flowers you ever seen are right next to the vet.
To add mushrooms was $6.
$6. I had a full-on thing rehearsed in my head. She turned around, it was out the window.
I thought he was going to propose in Bali, so I thought he was doing his research.
There's so much comfort in knowing that somebody else might have it just as bad as you. If I'm not doing it to the level where I can possibly be the best on the planet, I don't want to do it.
Yo, what's up, welcome back to another episode of Disruption Podcast.
Yes.
Episode 199.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, it's happening.
sounds
It's
good.
happening.
It's happening.
That's actually mad.
It's
199.
crazy. Yeah, what do you guys think of Dragon Ball Z and the fish from The Simpsons?
It's actually Naruto over here.
Naruto.
Yeah. And that's the
Yeah,
fish from
yeah.
The Simpsons.
It's Noor the Baghdaddy.
Oh, damn, I forgot. Chief Olosoji in the building, baby.
It's your girl, Moeezy.
It's a prince. What's happening?
And we're joined by a special guest. We got Josh, better known as the 075 Barber. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
How you doing on your day off?
Very well, bro. Chilling,
Yeah?
chilling, yeah.
Like literally just chilling like the whole
Literally
day.
just nothing to do. Like errands, but like, you know, just hanging out. Nothing
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
crazy.
Is
Yeah.
that what you do on your days off? Just nothing, just
I
chill,
don't,
or-
bro. Today was the first day that I actually just chilled.
Yeah.
Because usually it's like my days off just editing and going to like the... Actually, now that I remember, going to the barber supply store, which I didn't do today, and just all that.
Got no supplies for tomorrow, huh?
The shop is
just
closed
enough.
tomorrow.
But yeah, nah. It's usually it's just running up, especially the Monday, because the Monday is technically my Sunday. So getting back into the start of the week and getting my shit together. So that's what usually my days off are like. But aside from that, yeah, bro, just hanging out, doing my thing.
That's the way, man.
What did you guys get up to today? Anyone do anything
Look,
decent?
my
Public
day
holiday.
was so painfully unimpressive.
Wow.
No way.
Admin, just straight admin, man. Just a bunch of
That was
things.
by choice.
No. I need to invoice the rest of the team for the work that I had to put in today for some certain things. But yeah, it was a long day, man. It was a very long day.
You guys, I have no clue what you did today, but
That's how you know
That's
he
it, but
needs
well
to be
done.
invoiced.
But yeah, that was literally
just
me,
admin
man.
for you. Yeah.
That's it.
No wedding errands today, or
Oh, she didn't come through.
We
She-
were
she
going
was having
to,
fun.
but I decided I'm going to take the day off today and just have a good time. So I did. I went to, it's called Met Art World. I don't know if you guys have been
By
seeing
yourself?
it. I went with my niece and nephew, so I took them out. I invited this guy, but he was like, oh, you know what? He wanted to be responsible and do errands and all that stuff, so I let him handle
I
it.
just come with an
And I was
excuse
like,
to do something else?
Look, I was like, I'm going out.
I'm gonna out.
I'm going out, so I had a good time. What about you guys?
Nice.
Very nice. I was in the city all day.
we could have linked up.
Yeah, we really should have.
Yeah.
We need to talk about it. We need to talk about it.
I was gonna even ask though, what's it like having a whack weekend schedule,
Yeah.
compared to the rest of the world?
Bro, I'm not an outgoing person ever.
Alright,
so
yeah.
for me, I actually like my whole life is just like this big 075 project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't like you guys will understand. Like obviously when you're with I'm engaged as well.
Yeah.
So for me, like
man.
I was.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But yeah, so I'm engaged as well. So for me, honestly, outside of my girl, I don't really care about seeing anybody else. I don't really want to see anybody else. If I make time for you, if I see you somewhere, it'll probably be for a reason.
Yeah.
Like not saying I'm like too busy, but it'll be
yeah.
for a reason. But I don't honestly, aside from that, like it doesn't really bother me. I felt like today I hated not doing things.
Yeah.
Like, it's like an itch in the back of my brain. now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Can't
think I might have
sit
said on the poll when I had one of those days where there was literally nothing
Longest
to
day
do,
in the world.
or
Trying to find
I
things.
chose to do nothing, and my goodness, the day didn't finish,
Eats
bro.
you, bro.
You know when it's like 6 p.m. and you're like, just wrap it up. Fast forward.
Yo,
like,
even
straight
2
up,
p.m.,
yeah.
bro. That's me, bro.
Start getting ready for bed at like 7. Bro.
You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Then you're waking up at 4 a.m. the next day.
Ruined everything, man. So what? Your girl must be happy as then, yo. If it's you just,
Yeah, bro.
you know. What about the boys or the homies?
Nah,
Nothing.
I'm very close with the boys, and like they're all family, but
Yeah.
they know what it is. Like you get engaged. Like I can't be seeing you guys every day, and my missus once a week. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Facts.
I love
How long
that.
you been engaged?
So now it's been 4 years now. Been together for 6 altogether. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're getting there, bro. So,
Yeah.
What about you guys? What have you guys been?
How long have we been engaged?
Not together first.
Oh, how long have we been together? Why? I hate when girls do this.
Yeah, my missus does that.
As soon as you know what I mean.
the test,
just
she
get
pulls
it
out
wrong,
the answer
okay?
just to make sure you don't fuck it up. Bro.
Bro,
It's so bad.
Oh, you're actually doing this. All right, so it's 7 years.
7 years, let's go.
7
bro.
years,
I
yeah,
love
yeah,
that. I love that.
Engaged for how long?
Huh? Why are you doing all that
Good
too?
one. Good one. Come on, you
I
chose
wanna
the
see
date
if
that
he
you're
knows. I
gonna
wanna see if he
propose.
knows.
You have to know.
Oh, it's counting.
It's about
I don't
like 8 months almost.
Yeah,
This
beautiful.
much.
this match.
It's good.
I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
man.
How was that for you, bro? Getting engaged, like
The actual process
actually
of doing it.
Yeah.
I want to hear from you first before I spill my.
Oh, how did you do it as well?
So, at this time, I did. So a lot of people like to get their life together and then go and get engaged. I did it when I had no clue what was
Yeah.
going on. Oh, sorry.
No,
I had,
So-
YouTube said, "Hey."
I had no clue what was going on.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just like we had been together for about I'd say like 4 years, and then about 3-4 years, and I was like, you know what, I don't want her to think I'm playing games with her or anything like that. I don't want her to feel like I'm not prioritizing this relationship, because I feel like the longer you leave it, the more she's like, all right, what's this guy doing? Do you know what I mean? So I had finally I was a carpenter before I was a barber, so I had like a long weekend. I was like, you know what, we've never ever been on a trip before. Let's go to Geelong. So I packed it up, went to Geelong, and then I was like, you know what, if I'm going to engage this girl, because it was very last minute. I didn't plan to do this.
This is
Oh.
mad.
I was just like, I'm going to go. I swear to God.
So you didn't talk to anyone? No.
Nobody knew anything.
No one
Yeah,
knew.
you didn't even know.
I didn't even know this was going to happen. Right. This is what happened. So I was thinking about it like mad, like crazy. Because like, bro, look, for me, I think the engagement for me didn't really mean as much, I think, as it did for her.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm easy. You know, if you're mine, you're mine. You know what I mean? But this was more for her. So I was like, you know what? It's 6 p.m. on a Saturday. If I go to the ring shop right now and they're open, I'll engage her that weekend. And bro,
A chance.
but literally, that was it. That was my flip of the car. I was like, God, take it. You know? So I went, and bro, one of my close friends from high school was working at the ring shop. I
Oh,
don't even
man.
know.
Meant to be.
And Wallah, she was holding the door for me, bro. She was like, oh, come in.
Yeah.
And then when I told her, she was like, yeah, pick the ring, this, that. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're driving to Geelong, bro. And I'm like, surely there's going to be a spot in Geelong.
that friend, he left the store. That friend called the other people from high school. Hey, Josh
He's
lost his
coming.
mind. Josh lost his mind.
Someone check on him.
Because I didn't organize anything.
Oh my
Nothing. I didn't even know, bro. I didn't even know what I was going to take to Geelong, bro. I didn't even know do you know what I mean? So we get in the car, and I'm just like, there's got to be a spot in Geelong where I can see something nice. And then,
I can't.
I love
That
this.
is a
This is
whole
beautiful.
well, I'm not joking. Well, it's exactly how it was. So we go there.
Oh wow.
We're on the way there, and every time, bro, I stopped to look somewhere. I was like, oh my God, is this it? Is this it? And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. Do it. And then we get to the accommodation, and I'm like, all right, like, what am I doing, bro? If I'm not going to do it now, it's not
Just
going to
done.
happen.
Yeah.
And I'm just, it's going to be back and forth all the time. So I was like, I got to do it now. Now, keep in mind, I have asthma, yeah? So
Wait.
this is very...
Bro, keep in mind, left side.
you just need to know this part. because
Yeah, that's what I was
it's gonna
like. I
sound
can't
weird
wait
if
to
I-
find out why.
So, all right,
You got passed out.
So I got asthma, yeah. So we're going, and I'm already lifting the bags, and we're getting inside the accommodation, and there's this beautiful view. It's like this nice window, beautiful view. I'm like, oh my God, this is the spot. So we get ready, and as I'm doing it, bro, I'm having like a full blown panic attack, yeah. And she's like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Because usually I'm pretty calm, like I'm not. And she's like, there's definitely something wrong. Yeah. So I'm having a full blown panic attack, taking this thing, and she's like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm alright. Yeah, right. And I'll need my inhaler, and I'm like, she goes, you want me to get your inhaler?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, get my inhaler. And
Oh,
then she goes to get, she's gonna go and get it. I'm like, no, don't get the inhaler. And so I got the inhaler. So I go and compose myself with my inhaler and
You know, you
relaxing.
talk to yourself in the mirror real quick, pep talk.
Bro,
Get it
literally, I'm
together.
hyping myself up. And then I grab the ring, and I'm like to her, oh, like it sounds so cringe, yeah. But I'm like, oh, isn't the view nice? And she goes, yeah. So she goes, I had a full on thing rehearsed in my head. She turned around, it was out the window. Wallahi, I did not
Stress.
remember a single word. And I was just like to her, like, do you want to get married? And she was like, yeah. But she didn't give me anything. She didn't cry or nothing, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was looking at her, and I was like, what, you don't want to get married?
Wait, did you pull out the ring at that point?
I was on my knee,
Okay.
ringing in my head like a moron, just staring at her, like, bro, with no words, just saying, do you want to get married? Not will you marry me? And then she's just like, I swear to God, that's exactly what I said, bro.
No, I can't.
Like, it doesn't have to be me, but like, do you want to get married with someone?
What do you want for your life?
Just in general.
What are your plans?
And so now
10-year
looking
plan.
back at it, I kind of understand why she was so confused. 'Cause
Yeah.
she told me she didn't expect this at all.
Yeah.
So I go to her like, yeah, do you want to get married? She goes, yeah. And then she gave me nothing, bro.
Yeah.
She went, not even a cry, not even nothing. And I was looking, I was like, you don't want to get married? What's going on? Like,
Oh my days.
and she's like, no, I do. And then 2 minutes later, it all came out, bro. Tears,
Oh.
happiness, crying, shaking, this, that.
She needed the asthma pump.
She needed that asthma pump.
Oh man.
That's
Yeah.
cute as.
Yeah, that's
That's
how I did it.
dope.
That
Alright,
is
yo.
very
What a beautiful
sweet.
story.
I was like,
Very,
this-
very
I like
sweet.
that.
What do you mean? You're
Yeah.
so cute, especially when you told her, hey, get up.
I wish I did what you guys did. I feel like that's way better.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Actually organising
very
something.
nice.
Nah, that's
though.
beautiful
That
though,
was
because it's
very
like that's your
genuine.
story.
Yeah.
You know
What
what
do
I'm
you think
saying?
would have happened if
Exactly.
the jewelry shop was closed?
I wouldn't have gone and get it straight up.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
wouldn't
I think
have
I
a
would've gave
ring.
it time.
Yeah, I
The
know we're going to
jewelry
ring,
shop
but
was
like, would you
closed.
still be like actively thinking about
I
it
don't
to
know,
make
bro,
it happen
like-
the next day, a week after?
I don't think I would have been like, because I don't really think about life like that. Like for me, I'm very like, for me, it's like this direct conversation with me and God happening all the time. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like if things are meant to happen, that's it. If the shop was closed, I feel like that's God telling me like, nah, this isn't it yet. You're not ready for it yet. But I felt like that specifically, even though my friend was there and she like gave me a mad discount, like all of these things falling together,
out,
it was like it was meant to happen for me. So
Oh, that's awesome.
That's beautiful. It's
how I
actually
think
beautiful. I was actually gonna ask if the friend gave you a discount or not.
She did.
It's important. It's actually important.
Good.
Very important part of the story.
Has to.
Well, I was like,
Did you get a discount, Daniel?
huh? Did I get a discount? No, looked after me.
This guy got set up by me.
Oh, have I ever said it on the pod? Oh my god. Right. So
Now
I don't know if you might. To be honest, no wait. Because you did yours on the day, you probably didn't spend like a good 6 months doing all this research like I was doing.
It's
Yeah.
a good 6 minutes for me.
So how long till you close?
So I spent time doing bare research on the ring and stuff. Right. We've gone out shopping just to see what she liked. She liked everything, so that was no help at all. Right.
That's true.
Anyways, I was like, all right, I know what looks nice, and she kind of typically would like what I like anyway. I was like,
Did you like? I don't want to cut you off. Did anybody help you? Like anybody?
so yeah, help in regards to like maybe giving me some links to some like places to look into kind of thing. In regards to what to look for, no one, not necessarily.
Okay.
There was
We went ring shopping anyway, so
Yeah.
I kind of gave you.
yeah. There was
Hey,
one
that's what I
actually his brother-in-law sent me like a couple pieces of information stuff and all that kind of stuff, right? But anyways, I got into my diamond jewelry bag. So there's 4 C's to look for when you're looking for a diamond ring. Yeah, it's the color, the cut, the clarity, and the carat, which is the weight essentially, right? I'm doing all of this, yeah, and this was the the size, the weight. This man right here, yeah, Noor, Mr. Noor over here, right? He's one of those ones where on this pod he's been sweetening up everybody, saying all the nicey-niceys, like, I look after my girl, whatever she wants to spend on the wedding dress, she can spend that. This is
Stand by
her
that.
day.
As long as it's $2,000.
So he chats all this chat, yeah. So literally, as I'm looking, like, I was like, damn, what would Noor do for his girl, bro? Like let me do something nice too. Like, what would Noor do, Mr. Romance? I'm like, you know what? He'd get a natural diamond. I said, bet. I'm not gonna go for no lab grown or the moissanite or the whatever these different zirconian, all these whatever. I'm going for a natural occurring diamond, bro. Pockets finished, empty. yeah?
Someone mined for that one.
Bro, yo, someone
Daniel.
went to work for that diamond, right? Anyways, I finally got the ring. This was maybe how many months out? Maybe like 2 months out before maybe even almost 3.
Yeah.
2 months before the day, right? Anyways, I sent these guys a photo, like
it's in a
of the
group chat.
payment.
It's in a
Like I
group
sent
chat.
into a group chat. Sent the photo in the lift after I just paid, bro. The first message I get is this guy sending me a link to some lab grown diamonds. Hey, bro, I might be too late now, but check it. I said, bro,
You should have
I did this because of you.
I said, hey, for the rest of you guys, go here.
Yo,
Bro, we checked it out. It was
literally,
pretty nice.
the same one is like half the price.
Right, so there's, you guys don't need this. Carls, here's some advice. Cullen jewelry, yeah, they're not paying us, obviously. The biggest ring you can get, maximum $6,000.
Bro,
Very good.
that hurts everything.
Yeah.
in
Send me
me.
that link.
Maximum you can
Yo,
pay
that's
there.
a
So
lot,
sorry.
6,000.
Yeah,
what
but that's the
I'm saying.
maximum you can pay there. The least is like 1 point something.
It's mad. So literally half price, yeah. And I'm just like, brother, I just bought the natural because of you, dog. Like, but it was beautiful anyways. I mean, she got on her
Oh,
finger,
yeah.
loved it, all that stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah,
love it,
I
we
took
love
her
it.
out to we went on a boat ride and that. I was trying to make it like a.
Like, was it just
I made it.
date
I was
type
like,
of
yeah,
thing?
a coworker bought this. She was like, oh, she found a mad discount, so she bought it for us, kind of thing. I don't know how you believe that.
Did you know? I feel like women have an intuition for that.
I think 2 weeks before, I was on his iPad and I was searching up something on Google, and then I saw proposal signs. And because we were going to Bali though, like I think a month after,
Yeah.
I thought he was going to propose in Bali. So I thought he was doing his research to try and because I was like, surely you propose in Bali, beautiful views, beautiful scenery and stuff. But then yeah, the story was pretty convincing in terms of like, oh, my coworker.
I don't know how you believe that. Like,
What do you mean? Like my coworker has been to this place before. She recommended it. She thought it was cool, and because we like to do like that type of adventurous stuff, so I was like, oh,
I would have believed that too.
Sorry, you believed it?
I would have believed that.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I
proposed
had
to
a
you, bro.
little bit of
You sound like a
inkling.
convincing guy. I don't feel like you lie. Man, you for like 5 minutes.
That's
No,
it.
literally. I think I had a bit of an inkling, but then the thing that kind of threw me off was on the day he started like shifting times around, and I was like, if you're proposing and you've got the date set and time
very
set,
smart.
you're not going to be shifting times around. You're not going to change the boat cruise. You're not going to change time for lunch. You're not going to change that last minute because yeah, if you're gonna propose, that means you have things set already, and
Everything
we
was
have
set.
to
I just
be.
gave you the wrong times.
Yeah, you have to be where we need to be. So then, that kind of threw me off, and I was like, oh yeah, he's not gonna propose because why is he changing things like literally on the day? And
But then she walked into him, just starts bawling. I said,
my
"God,
gosh.
That's it. I got it in the
I
back.
literally, that's what this guy was talking about. Like, get up, man. Like, what are you
What
doing?
you said to her?
I was like, get up. I need to propose.
I think it's on camera somewhere.
After. I think it was after.
Nah. She starts just bawling, man. I was like, fam, like, I was like, yo, you're dragging it. I need to do the proposal
Yeah,
part.
I would
Wailing.
be worried though if I set all of that up and I didn't see even a tear. I'd be like,
I'll be very worried.
"Wallah, bro,
I made the wrong choice.
Wallahi, you don't love me.
I get the asthma pump, bro."
Alright,
But it's beautiful.
your background is Arabic, yeah?
Yeah.
And so is your girl Arabic as well?
No, Filipino.
Filipino.
Oh,
Alright.
different.
I grew up watching anime, so
Like, you guys-
that's exactly what happened. And I know who did it to me, bro. I know. You guys ever see? I think it's Yu Yu Hakusho. Has anyone seen that here? Nah, no one's ever seen this.
So
There's a
what's the
chick with
English
blue
name?
hair. Yeah, there's a chick with blue hair in there, and she's like a witch kind of lady, but she like takes care of the main character.
Yeah.
And she looks like my missus now, like low key a little bit. So when I saw my missus, I was like, both times.
Take care of me.
Does she watch anime as well? She into it?
Love it.
She's into it, but like not on the level that I'm into it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I'll sit there for hours just watching some.
Is,
crazy.
okay, so the level that she's into it, is it a like, oh, yo, this is a good amount. Like, I'm happy with how much she's into it. Like, cause
Like, can you watch it together?
yeah, can you watch
Nah,
it together?
we can't watch it together because she just like
Ask
she
questions.
has a like it's like when she feels like watching it.
Okay,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's just like she'd rather watch like I don't know, bro, like Married at First Sight. Over
Yeah,
anime,
long.
you know what I mean? which is fine, but like, come on, bro, it's all like, you know what I mean? It's a
Yo,
way
what
better
about
story.
Demon Slayer, man? Like,
That's
we've
what
got
I'm saying, bro. How you gonna say no to that?
I got a question regarding the whole proposal, but what's your top 2 anime? right now?
animes. Let me tell you.
Oh my god, it's so hard. I feel like
No, all time. All time is hard.
All
but
time is really hard.
Yeah, but
so
like, right, what do you
like
watch
for
right
me, the first one that's like my absolute favorite, and it's not animated. It's called Vagabond. So that's my all time. Yeah,
yeah.
I love Vega
now?
like
Is
that.
that the sword? Yeah,
The
yeah.
samurai,
Bro,
yeah.
I was trying to get into that too.
Bro, amazing! Literally
Say
changed my
less.
whole life. That story changed my entire life.
Yes,
Like
he-
literally. And then second, oh my god, second is so hard. But
I write that down, by the way.
Yeah, bro, what? That's added to my
You know,
Crunchyroll
yeah,
list right now.
I remember I was actually started reading it. I didn't finish it yet, but yeah.
nah,
The
it's
second one
amazing.
is
second one I'm gonna say is probably right. Like it always changes, but I feel like right now it's Vinland Saga.
Vinland
Sure.
Saga.
I started just
Yeah,
season 2.
Yeah.
Are you watching that?
Yeah, season 2.
Bro.
Right?
Don't you dare nod your head, bro. This guy.
Don't act like you know what I'm talking about. No.
Brother, oh my god, dude.
We've
Such a
we've
good
never
show.
I
jumped
like
into this
working
thing.
moms.
Working moms.
Like, he actually does.
Guy, bro.
Stop.
So you don't watch any? It doesn't appeal to you. at
Nah,
all?
the only anime I've ever watched and loved was Boondocks.
Oh,
Because that's technically
alright.
anime.
that's an animated
Okay,
cartoon.
But
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
but it's
Animated
from no, but it
cartoon.
takes
Right.
the creation is from anime inspiration.
Yeah,
So I'm
no,
willing to
no,
get it.
you can't try to convince us on the
Come
text.
on, how can this
It's
be?
not.
It ain't anywhere near. And bro, what's your reason for why you think anime? Okay, talk about why that one changed your life. Because I bet you it's gonna be some of the same reasons that we
Yeah,
have.
yeah. Change the mouse bad.
So have you both?
Oh, I love it.
You both got like an anime that
I
like
got
changed you. You know?
Oh.
Yeah, nah.
Like for sure, like just open your brain and
Yeah.
like. I know, like I feel like for somebody who doesn't watch anime, they don't get it.
I
Dude,
don't.
I
I,
don't
know
really
why.
don't get it.
But like
Yeah,
everybody's
I
got their
don't get
thing.
it. Like Food Wars,
Yeah.
for example. Is that the one?
Nah,
I
Food Wars
is different.
don't really get it.
Food Wars is
I
like-
get it.
See, that's what he's trying to used to shoot us down.
They always-
Nah, relax.
non-anime watchers
Hey, you
always
know-
do that shit.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
This is what it is with these guys, yeah? They use these kind of shows to judge us. Like,
what
judge
I'm
us
saying,
based
bro.
on Naruto and
Bro, I'm
this
not
and
watching a show where the main character runs.
Yeah, it's a
Man, almost brought down the brick walls, bro.
Come on, bro. The facade is gone now.
Ah,
Keep going, keep going. I wanna-
Yeah.
Nah,
sorry,
I
you
think
were saying?
for me in my life, my entire life, I've been kind of like a lonelier person, and I've always been very like I struggle in community settings. I've always been a very introverted person myself, and everything that I've done in my life, if I'm not doing it to the level where I can possibly be the best on the planet, I don't want to do it.
Right.
And so that whole story is basically like, without spoiling it, it's based off a real person. His name is Miyamoto Musashi, and his whole thing was like he was a samurai who did not want to ever be defeated by anybody, and it's just like coming from a place where you're just kind of ignorant starting off in your world, and then you get to the level where you are essentially the best at what you do, but it's who you are at the end of that road. That for me was just so big because that's what I was when I was a barber. Like I first started and I was like, even with him, like he'll do a duel or like he'll do something or like he'll train and be like, I'm so weak. Why am I so trash? Why is this? Why is that? It's like me. I would do haircuts, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm the worst dude ever." But then I get to the end of the road, I'm like, that's not what it's about anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You start to understand what the purpose of what you're doing is, and I think it's hard to be a reflective person. Like, look at your life and be like, "Oh, okay, this is what's wrong with me. I need to relax on this. I need to relax on that." But to see it from actually read it on a book and see somebody's whole vibe change and their whole mentality change and see somebody else go through struggles and things like that. For me, it was almost like I was reading my journey through somebody else's perspective in a way that was kind of like intriguing for me. So that's why it changed my life for sure. Like,
You see,
That's dope.
Marwa, no. This is what anime does to you.
Are
Nah,
you
that's
guys-
low-key,
I
that
can't
convinced
lie,
me.
like-
Are you guys into mangas as well then?
Yeah, so Vagabond
it's
is
harder
manga,
to get
yeah.
into I mean, because it's a commitment, man. It's not like as easy as just watching and hearing manga. You gotta sit
yeah,
down.
you literally got to sit
Bro,
there.
you gotta post up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
harder. It's
man.
definitely harder.
See.
But
Naruto, you
Vagabond,
I feel like you relate with Naruto as well.
I
don't know
do
if
a
you've seen
lot.
it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why I love like Naruto as a character for me is amazing because it's just like the outcast of the village. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
now like it's just like, you know, when you're an outcast in a society, it's so easy to be like, you know what, I hate that group of people. I hate my people so much for doing this to me or whatever. But it's just like no matter what, for him it was just like I want to be the best ninja in the world and I want to protect my people. I don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
So that for me
Him
was
and
just
Gara, that you know what I mean, that
Yeah,
brotherhood.
yeah.
All right, what's
All
the
of
best arc?
oh my god, the best arc for me.
Sorry, guys.
So hard.
Give us 30 seconds.
Best arc. Yeah. Let us geek out for a little piece.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
Back to it.
Honestly, the whole
Oh,
for me, the whole arc with Zabuza in the Mist Village, I love that arc, bro.
Yeah, I
That
feel like
arc
he
was
knows
so
more than you
beautiful.
guys. Not gonna lie.
What do you mean?
He knows. They know what I'm talking
but
about.
we know what
That's
he's
all
talking
we-
about.
You guys didn't even think of that one.
No, but
because-
that's a good shout.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I want to hear his reasoning
That
for
might
it.
not be their
No, because
favorite.
that's an answer that you don't hear a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most people
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
say that answer.
Nah, the Zabuza one for me was just a
good
game.
shout,
I loved it.
Zabuza,
I
okay.
loved it.
That's
I look at
facts.
that was deep though.
Very
was a-
deep.
bro,
That
it's
part
huge.
was
That's
yeah.
early as well.
That's
huge,
early with
Very,
Kakashi
very
and that.
early.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it.
Bro, it's got to be pain arc.
I gotta
bro.
run it back.
That's my second. That's what I was gonna say.
It's got to be pain
Pain
arc.
was
man.
beautiful, bro.
Pain and thing. It's nice.
Wow.
But back to the
We gotta
comments.
watch.
Pain's this one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nah, relax. That's Kakashi. That's Kakashi.
See what I mean, bro? See what they did to
Bro,
us?
honestly, like, it can never be articulated, but it's something that I just want to somehow explain to the rest of society of like, give it a go. Trust me, these Japanese are on something different.
Don't.
Their storytelling is
Okay.
different.
See how you feel about this is exactly how I feel about football.
Working moms. Okay, sorry.
That's exactly how I feel about football. I like what it does to you as a
But I can
person.
see that as
Yeah,
well.
Yeah, because it's good.
I think like the best way to explain it is like, let's say for example, you listen to hip hop and I
Yeah.
listen to jazz, and I
Yeah.
say, bro, just listen to one jazz song,
Yeah.
and don't be like, oh, look at them playing with the saxophones.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no,
Just
listen to
listen.
one jazz song and tell me.
Yeah,
if
no,
you
I've
like it.
legit been meaning to actually sit with an anime and like enjoy it.
Bro, this is beautiful
But,
that this is
yeah,
happening.
so what'd you say, Vagabond? Vagabond.
Vagabond's not animated yet, so
Okay.
that's like
Oh, okay,
ma-
okay.
maybe later if you actually get into it and you can sit down and read a manga, then yeah, sure.
Okay, no.
But bro, honestly, I'd say Demon Slayer as a first
Demon
anime
Slayer?
is perfect.
Okay. Well,
Like,
you
it's
guys
got
say
everything.
Also good. Also.
Demon Slayer is a good shout, man. Second
Demon Slayer
season,
is one of the
crazy.
best right
Yeah,
now,
bro.
to be
Season's
honest.
crazy. You watching third season?
That's good.
Oh my
That's
god,
Have you
bro,
been-
I can't stop, bro.
Have you been to Japan?
I literally just came back from Japan.
Oh, no,
Yeah, I
I'd
just
love
came
to
back
go
from
one
Japan.
day. How was it?
Bro, beautiful. Honestly, if I could live there, do what
Yeah.
I do now over there, in a heartbeat.
Really?
I can see that. Damn,
What, the people?
Don't start checking up or
The people don't have hair over there. You can do it over there. So.
But you can't, because no one, like, I don't know if I can break into their, like,
Right.
market
The
like that.
style.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's all scissor cuts, which I can do.
True.
But it's like, I just feel like on their level, you build a lot of trust with like Japanese
Yeah.
people.
Right.
And I don't even speak the language. And
Yeah.
maybe one day, who knows? You know,
Yeah, yeah,
inshallah,
yeah,
but
yeah.
we'll see how we go.
What's your favorite thing about Japan? Like when you're there, like,
Bro, it's like
what's a must-do thing?
a must do thing in Japan, bro. Just going and walking in parks, nature, going to see it. Like the best thing about Japan, what I absolutely loved about it is like, so here in Melbourne, we got like this beautiful forest, and the government says, I don't care about this forest, I want buildings. But Japan goes, all right, we got this beautiful forest. How can I build into the forest so I don't destroy the nature?
Uh,
So it's like you're walking in the street, bro, and there are giant bonsai like trees in the street.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Or like
That's
you
really
walk
nice.
around and just like the most beautiful flowers you ever seen are right next to the vet, and it's like normally they just rip it out and put like some
Yeah,
dusty
yeah.
tree there, but no, it's like it's legit
That's
like
pretty
that.
cool,
That's
man. That's
beautiful.
different.
yeah.
It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful.
That's dope, man.
How long were you there for?
I was there for a month.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Good
With-
time.
With your missus or?
Yeah, me and my girl. Yeah.
Good time.
That's a good break, bro.
Goodness
Yeah.
gracious.
100%, bro.
That's
I needed
nice.
it. Yeah, I needed it.
You know what travel
We might need to
around the
become
world.
barbers, bro.
Do it, bro. It's not hard. It's not hard. No, I don't really travel too much. My last travel was to Syria, back home, to see my family. But aside from that, this was a new thing that I was like, all right, once a year I have to go somewhere. But now I'm like, I've done myself over because I just want to go back to Japan now.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
It's crazy how that's the case, though, man. Every single person, like literally maybe one person, I think I know that doesn't, but every single person that's ever been to Japan always ends up going back again or is really, really longing to it.
I've never heard anyone say they didn't like it. I hear, I'm happy I did it, don't need to do it again, or I want to do it every single year. Never heard anyone go, it wasn't worth it.
Nah, Japan was huge for me, bro. I think like I've never been a person to plan anything or have a goal in my life. Like I like what I do and I walk with it.
Yeah.
But Japan was the first place I ever went to where I was like, bro, I can actually think here.
Yeah.
And I can actually plan. And like, it gave me so much inspiration, bro. Because people that do things in Japan, like not aside from businessmen and like people in suits, when somebody like let's say has a coffee shop, they love to make coffee. Bro. But it's not. But I'm not talking about how me and you perceive love. I'm talking about, bro, like they care about the smell of the grape that's like in the like it's on another like the big thing for me that changed the way I was looking at things was I was at a cafe and I would go there like every morning or so just to grab a coffee before we head out. And one day I'll buy a coffee and the guy notices that I'm constantly coming back, so he comes around the corner from the barista, hands me his card. He goes, "Hey, can you tell me what you think about my coffee?" And I was just like, wow, bro, like the way that I'm doing my job back at home is the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because this guy actually cares about the coffee, what it tastes like, what I think about it, how it can improve. And now we're just talking about coffee for 20 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It's like, where do you find that here?
Damn, man. I got some questions around that.
Yeah, send it, brother. It's your podcast.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's how you know there's zero questions around.
No, because obviously now people want to know what you do, right? And then now I'm curious in terms of what changed, or like when you came back to Melbourne, what did you implement that's different?
Maybe even before that, then that's actually a good one. But even taking a step back is also what was the difference that allowed you to even think there? Like, what can you identify as the defining point?
It's still busy. It's still all
it's
this
still
stuff.
very busy. Yeah.
But what is it about there that actually allows the mind to now be able to think in some kind of a way?
I think like on a level where like you're not around anything that you're ever used to. Like your entire schedule is thrown out of whack. Like, I don't have work now. I don't have to reply to clients. I don't have to worry about content. I don't have to do anything. Now I'm just there and I'm just like a child now. You know, I'm just experiencing things. Like, you know, when you see a kid, like I've never seen a stressed out kid in my life. Ever.
And if they ask because they just need milk, bro.
Yeah, I know, like, straight out. And like, I think that's so special, but like you see kids and kids are pretending to be on brooms and they're so happy. You know what I mean? Like they're flying. Or like they're just, and it's just like no one's ever like putting anything on them. So I feel like when you travel and you have nothing and you just say to yourself, I'm just going to enjoy, that's who you are in that moment. When you're having fun and when you're not caring about anything in the world.
Yeah.
That's exactly who you are, and that's where the ideas come from. That's where the end goal is. Because, like right now, while I'm cutting hair and making content and filming and editing, what I'm telling myself is I need to make this much. I need to get to this level. I need this many likes. That's who I am in that moment. But when I'm taken away from all that, when all the pain and the bullshit and the gunk is off me, it's like, okay, what do I want now? Because I feel so free. I can think clearly. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's even something special about walking in nature that changes the way your brain is working. You got all that oxygen, all that freshness. You're in nature. You almost feel light. Do you know what I mean? And those were like the moments where I was thinking so clearly, and I understood like, okay, this is where I'm going. This is what I want. This is what I love doing. It's not like my vision in my brain isn't being clouded by all the shit that's happening down here. Do you know what I mean?
That's cool. All right, so then on that, when you came back, how did the business change? Because obviously, for those that don't know, Barber, crazy content creator, all this kind of stuff. Because that would take up as much time as barbering at this point, yeah?
Content creation? Yeah, for
or
sure.
more.
No, it definitely does. I have a love-hate relationship with content. So I hate it. Like, here's the thing about like doing what you love on a certain level. Like, not only am I extremely happy and proud and I love what I do, but I'm extremely insecure, like on another level. So
about the thing that you do.
About
I
barbering,
get
about
that, I get
barbering
that,
and content creation and all that. Do you know what I mean? It's like almost unhealthy, like almost. but not
Insecure
there
or
yet.
critical?
I think it's both, bro. I think it's both because I think the line gets blurred sometimes because I obviously right now in Melbourne there are so many other amazing barbers on the scene right now that are also popping off on socials and they're doing great and charging crazy prices. Like it's like the barber revolution right now. I swear to God, like it's crazy right now. So to be in that same pond makes you think, am I swimming as good as these guys? Do you know what I mean? And then it's just like, oh man, like I'm not. Like, oh damn, he did that. Damn it, like now my thing is not that good. Now I'm freaking out, and then it just like pushes you to the next level a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think like aside from that, like when I came back from Japan, what I realized was like, hang on, like why am I letting Tom, Dick, and Harry dictate what I'm doing in the barbershop over here? Right? Like why am I even thinking about that? So then for me, it was just like, let me bring it back to basics, like back to basics, like really, really take my time with haircuts and stop worrying about, how much I made this week or what the benchmark was or who came in or who could I have got or how many likes. For me, it just really dumbed it down for me and then just made me think, okay, right now I'm going to pay attention to detail and I'm going to do my job in the best way that I can do it and stop worrying about everything else around me. Do you know what I mean? So that's what Japan taught me. Japan taught me was like, if you do it because you love it and don't lie to yourself. Don't do it because you want the likes and you want the content to pop off and this and that. Don't do it because of that, but do it because you love it. Because even if you lie to yourself and you tell yourself, I love it. How many likes did I get? It's like your brain knows, bro. Like you can't lie to yourself like that.
That's interesting. Because like even now, like I was thinking about this earlier. It's like for us, obviously we're putting out like content, video content, all that kind of stuff. And there is something really exciting when I see a lot of people liking or reposting or the sharing or whatever. And it's more like, it's cool that the numbers are growing, that aspect. But I'm like, it's very cool to think 14,000 people agree with what you said. Like they feel the same way. You know what huge, I mean? Like there's something kind of exciting about that. Like it's not you're obsessed with the numbers, but you're like, bro, that would fill up half of Rod Laver. You know what I mean?
I'm more confused about it. I mean, your numbers even like
because your
a whole
numbers
different like you know what I'm
I
saying?
think we're like literally one follower away from 10,000 right now.
Let's go.
But you're on a crazy 500,000 now, right?
What is that? Like,
because that's a lot of human beings.
It's a lot of people. But you know what? Wallahi, I honestly don't feel it. I don't feel like it doesn't feel like anything crazy. Like I felt like for me hitting 10K, what you guys feel right now, felt huge compared to like 500,000. Yeah, 500,000 for me was like, like because this is like the curse of success. The curse of success, bro, is after you hit something, you go, I'm trying to find that feeling again. Next, I'm trying to find that 10,000 again, and you will never feel it again because 10,000 was when you were little. Yeah. Now when you're big,
the ratio is crazy.
It's too hard now. It's even like people like I remember KSI was talking about this a while ago. He was saying the same thing. He goes, he's struggling to be happy and content with the goals because the numbers are so big now. Do you know what I mean? So now that I'm at 500,000, like I might get, let's say on one video, I might get 40K views, I sit there and I swear on my mother, like I get angry and depressed.
I was going to ask you, like what's a number now you're like, that was a good video? Because I heard Mr. Beast talk about this stuff and he was saying like if they get less than, I think it was 40 or 50 million on a video, they're like, what do we do wrong?
Wow.
How crazy is that?
Isn't
that insane to thinking about?
Because I thought, bro, so high.
If I got 40 mil, cuz I'm
retire.
40 million. I'm
going to Japan.
I'm buying billboards. I'm literally, hey, Noor got 40 million.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, I think for me now, like, what I really care about is like, averaging. So for me now, it's like if I'm not averaging 100K at least on every video, I'm so distressed. I'm so distressed. And this is the problem with TikTok because TikTok now, it always goes, oh, you like this algorithm? All right, bad luck. Now we're doing this. Yeah. You guys like that? That was cool? Bad luck. Now we're changing it. You know what I'm saying? They always do. Oh my God, bro. It's like, it's the worst, but I think it's good. I don't think this is a bad thing. I think this is something that people should shy away from or try to fix. Like, why not keep you on your toes?
Fair.
And how long have you been doing content on TikTok for?
TikTok's been about almost a year now, I'd say.
Almost a year. So this growth has been within like literally under a year.
Yeah, but Marwa, I'm sick in the head.
Because you were doing 3 videos a day at one point,
3 videos, bro. I was doing 7 videos a day.
Goodness.
Damn.
Bro, if I didn't post 7, asthma pump, bro. I'm not joking. Bro.
200,000.
I swear, like I'm telling you, I'm a psycho. Like I'm literally on that level where it's just like for me, it's like I'm not hitting those numbers, I feel like for some reason my life is actually being affected.
That's wild. Yeah.
It's so weird. Like,
I was gonna say, has your life been affected positively in that? Has it literally translated to clients and sales
100%.
and stuff? It has.
yeah. So when I started
That was a
hitting,
confident, yeah, bro. As he say, yeah.
He said, I went to Japan for a month. What do you think?
What do you think?
I paid for myself and my fiance. Come on.
nah,
You
it-
did, didn't you? You
it
paid
was-
for both of you.
it was crazy, bro. Because the best thing, like as a solo barber or any businessman that runs any industry, having a booked out week. Yeah, I used to, bro. Like for context, I used to cut 2 people a week. I used to be absolutely over the moon.
Related, yeah.
But the first time I ever heard, like, looked at my thing and was like, bro, every day for a whole week, people, it's gone, it's booked out,
Yeah, wow.
and they want me to cut their hair. Like what?
Yeah.
Like that for me was insane. And now it's like I don't even have to check the booking app. I already expect it to be booked out for 2
Yeah,
days.
man.
Wow.
I already know.
Wow.
So, like, imagine a world where you're running a business and you don't have to worry about your work for the next 2 weeks. Like,
That's crazy.
security. It gave me
Yeah.
security. You know what I mean? So now I can focus on my ambition, and what's next. You know what I mean? Or like, for example, I know that if I reach out to so and so and I say, "Hey, I want to work with you," or "Hey, I like you," it's not. I'm not nobody. You know what I mean? Like they see numbers and it gets me somewhere.
Yeah, you've got
I'm not
the
saying it's all
backing.
about the numbers or clout.
opens
Or
doors,
it doesn't
yeah.
mean
It's a
anything, but it
big
helps. You know
aspect.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, if this podcast was like, let's say you guys were at 1 million subscribers,
Come on, one day, man.
and one day, inshallah, and I honestly believe it'll get to that point. Just like just from what I see from your stuff, I love it. Like literally, I'm literally on the bed, like bro, you know the spinal cord, you know the whole mum's soul thing, it killed me, bro. I swear for 3 days straight, I was like, babe, look at how fucking. I swear to God, I'm not joking. But
Hey, moms,
imagine-
this is so good.
legit.
Moms, it's good.
But like, you know, when you guys get on that level, and how dope would it be if, like, let's say, I don't know, if Chris Brown's flying in and you got Chris Brown when you're on the podcast and he goes, oh, these guys got 1 million, they can help me sell
course, yeah.
tickets.
Yeah.
He's in straight away. You guys don't even have to stress about it.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
that's what you want. Like I don't actually like it doesn't matter about how many people it is. It's just whatever the number is that gets you to do what you want to do.
Doors, yeah.
That is the number that you want. Do you know what I mean?
That's dope.
Facts. Yeah.
These numbers, man.
I'm interested to find out the conversations you have with people because you're talking about being booked, yeah. Like, that's a lot of people to interact. Also, being someone that you've now mentioned, you said like, you know, typically you were on the like outskirts trying to, you were just doing your own thing for the most part in life. Now you're in a position where you're constantly interacting with people. Yeah, I guess one, how is that? But then also, what kind of conversations do you come across? And there's so many layers to that as well. Isn't that draining at some point too? You know.
So he was the thing. Like for the majority of my life, and I'm not even like afraid to say, like I'm a full on loner, like my whole life. And I was so used to like just doing jobs that, like when I was a carpenter, I loved being a carpenter because they would tell me go build this, and I'd just be in my own little bubble building shit. Or like when they would say to me, like for example, I was a renderer at 1.2, so that's like the cement on the walls, the cement on these beautiful
You
bricks.
get me?
I would do that, and it was beautiful because I'd just be in my own world,
Yeah.
just like doing things by myself. Now, I knew that I wanted to be a barber, but the idea of speaking to people and having that pressure on myself terrified me, like crippling. And I come from a background of having really bad anxiety. So for me, already, I was just like, oh my God, but how am I going to get over this? The way that I went about that was like, okay, I'm going to go get a marketing job. So I was that guy. You know when you guys are going to Coles and there's that prick saying, hey, let me tell you about why Fred Hollows is so good. I was that guy. And then every day, like, so, bro, before, like, my first day on the job, I was in my car having full blood, because there was no amount of asthma pumps that were going to help me.
Nothing could
Full
stop it.
blown, like, shaking as I was talking to people. Like, it was so bad. But then after you get a few no's and people start, like, telling you to piss off and all this, like, for me, that was the best thing ever. And I already knew that I loved conversating with people. I loved talking, but I couldn't get over myself.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop freaking out about talking to other people. So after I did that job, I was like, okay, I know I want to cut hair and I'm okay at it. Now I know I can talk to absolutely anybody on the planet. I don't care who you are. So that was how I got into that space, from being such like an introvert on the sidelines. And I still think I'm an introverted person. I don't think I'm anything like crazy, but I think now, when I need to be extroverted, I can be extroverted. Do you know what I mean? And when I want to be introverted, I want to be back in my bubble, I can be, which is dope. But the conversations that you get to have, bro, are crazy. Like, bro, some of the shit people tell you, like I'm talking about, like it gets deep, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Because people like the science of like a haircut, right? Is like,
Hey, talk to
The
me.
science
Yeah,
to
talk.
Pull my
Barbershop
glasses.
conversation is one of the greatest things in the world.
Dude, it's
It's
not.
amazing.
People,
do you when you cut people's hair? Are you doing it alone, just like you and the person?
it's just me. So so I cut hair in the studio. It's literally just me, the person, and
Ring light.
We're
Ring
busy
light.
waiting for the next cut.
sometimes
Yeah.
because I'm on a schedule. Like it's like I know
true.
for sure I'll finish at this time.
Yeah.
Usually, two clients never see each other.
Mm.
Usually, like they might see each other on the way out, but no one's ever in the same space.
Yeah.
So literally, it's just me, the client, and my dog. Yeah, that's it. So I got a little Frenchie. His name is Remy. So Remy chills on the couch and makes people feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But so when somebody sits down in your chair, and you will know if you go to the barbershop, when somebody sits down in your chair, and you tell that person tells you what they want, right? So let's say I'm the client and I say I want this, and that. I've already trusted you to take the job, yeah. Then on top of that, I'm allowing you to touch my head, my face, my beard, like you're using blades around my face.
Parts, yeah.
Like already when you meet somebody in the street, right? Let's say you met just random dude in the street. You never spoken to him before. Imagine this guy try to touch your face.
No, it's a fight.
Yeah.
It's a fight.
Like even when you shake his hand,
Yeah.
it's like there's like a distance, you know, like you don't want them near you.
Yeah,
If
right.
I get any closer than that, I'm in your personal space. I've gone through all three of those barriers, and you have no problem with it.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
what makes you think this guy's gonna stop from saying anything?
Yeah.
And people say a lot of shit, bro. Like a lot of like some crazy stuff. Like some of it's hilarious, but some of it is concerning.
Yeah.
Because you get to see now what the world view is kind of like. Do you know what I mean? And what the kids are like these days, what the adolescents are like, what the older groups are like, what like even women, like, because I cut hair for women that might get like traditionally men's hairstyles.
Yeah.
Even see what they're talking about and what they're on about. And it's hilarious and concerning at the same time, because I have had some of the best conversations ever. And people just tell me the funniest shit. And people who you think are like some hardcore dudes, like they're out here paying big money for a haircut and a beard trim, but they just tell you the most ridiculous shit. And you're just like, bro, the human is just so feeble. And
We're tapped. Yeah.
we're so dumb. Like we fumble everything. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got like, you know, you've got your people, bro. Like I've had a guy sit down within the first 5 minutes of talking to him, is telling me about how his dad used to abuse him.
Wow.
First 5 minutes talking to
Yeah,
this guy.
mad.
Or like I had a guy who's like, I was cutting his hair, and as I'm cutting his hair, is breaking down because his father passed away and he doesn't know how to handle that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's just like the beauty of it is no matter who you are, bro, somebody's got some shit going on.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it for me as a person who obviously is like, I don't think there's a human being on this planet that's not affected by mental health. But I think to like, there's so much comfort in knowing that somebody else might have it just as bad as you. No matter who you see, like, I don't care who you are. Even if it's somebody who you think is living on cloud nine, bro, this person has something that's eating them. And every single person. So that for me is amazing. But then I also got some people who tell me like their favorite sex positions, and they're telling me about them and their wife, and I've met their wife, and I'm just like, what are you telling me? Like, do you know what I mean? So like, it gets crazy. It gets
So how do you handle these tough conversations whilst you're cutting someone's hair?
facts.
Because like what I think
Hey, bro,
about
can you
it,
stop crying? It's getting
Yeah,
in the
I
beard. I need it.
because
I
I'm
need
thinking
it.
about it, it's already hard enough to handle a tough conversation when you're just sitting next to someone alone.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But then now you're actually cutting their hair, you're touching them and so on. And then they being emotional and they're breaking down. Like, how do you handle that?
So it's not like, just for people to know, it's not like every person comes in and
Yeah,
starts
yeah,
crying. Like, it's like rare. It's like rare for somebody to actually cry.
No, not cry, but like I guess a tough.
Yeah, no, like there are a lot of tough conversations, and I think you build a skin after a while, because you're not like as a like, it's like two different types of barbers, bro. It's like a supermarket, like not supermarket, but like a shopping center
Yeah,
barber
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
just like
So it's a product.
doesn't care. He
25
just
minutes.
come in, come
Less
out.
than.
I don't care about you. And then there's
For real,
you know,
yeah.
book with me, come on.
It's a service. It's a service.
And then there's like, you know, your actual like appointment barber.
Yeah.
And after you've been to that guy a few times, this guy is not like, the thing about like what I feel like a lot of the world doesn't understand about men is a lot of them won't go to a therapist because they have their barber. Do you know what I mean? Like they'll go, you're angry, you're upset, you're pissed off, whatever, I'm gonna come and talk to you, yeah? So for me now, I've had so many of these conversations with people that it doesn't, like now I'm such a good source of advice now for a lot of people. So I kind of like, for me, it doesn't really affect me because I don't think about how bad what this person's going through, because I expect that.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I feel so happy to know this person's comfortable enough to tell me,
Yeah.
and then maybe my words might be some source of comfort to that person. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is for me now. It doesn't like, I've never had a day where I just go, oh my God, man, like I can't handle this. It does two things to me. It makes me so grateful, because you would never know.
Yeah.
And when you look at your own problems compared to somebody else, you just go, wow, like, you know, thank God this is all I have to worry about. And then you might say something to somebody that might change their whole life. Like I've had dudes who I talk to and they're like really struggling because they don't know what to do with their life and they're freaking out. And then they come in the next time around, they go, "Hey, bro, because of you, I started doing this now." And that to me is like, this is why I do this. Do you know what I mean? That's what it was all about. Do you know what I mean? So
that one is good, man.
it's the best, man. It's the best, like literally.
Have you ever? Oh no, good.
No, because I was just going to quickly say, normally we go to a barbershop, because I go to barbershops and you got like 4 barbers cutting people's hair.
Yeah.
The level of conversation does not reach that level. I was like, "Oh, so how you doing today?" Like conversation.
You don't want to get too loud.
Conversations, bro. Unless they know each other, conversation starts within 2 minutes.
100%.
Quick introduction. What do you have to, bro? Yeah, fade. Yeah, temper fade. Boom, boom, boom. 5 minutes. Conversation's done.
Exactly.
40 minutes is just quiet now.
Yeah, straight up.
Right. So then I do like the element of like, that's why I asked you before, like, do you have a team or are you doing it in like in a barbershop or is just that solo?
Yeah, no, it's
Because
just
that solo changes everything there.
It does, man. I think it's hard for sometimes because men look at when we look at ourselves next to other men, we try to say like, "Nah, I'm not gonna say that. It's gonna make me look weak."
Sure.
And so having 4 other men, let's say in a barbershop that are all cutting hair, and everybody's like, yeah, nah, this, that, like it makes you feel like, bro, am I really gonna open up a bit my feelings in front of
No way, yeah.
8 other men? There's no way I'm gonna do that. So let me just suck it up and move on. Do you know what I mean? Which is ridiculous. I think that's like a conversation that everybody needs to have, regardless of barbershops or not.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you ever considered turning those conversations into content? And I'm not like, you know how Vic Blends does it?
Yeah.
He's
Absolutely.
like phenomenal at it, where it's like it's very organic and like obviously he's got the whole street aspect of it, like run into the streets and yo, do you want a free cut kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you ever thought, or are you kind of like, nah, this is the way I do content, let me just stay in my
That's the thing. Like I do want to do that, but I don't know what level a person is at before I meet them, first of all. And second of all, I'm not like, I just feel like it's such a dog move if I know somebody's got trauma
facts.
and I'm just thinking, content.
Exactly.
So like I do marked up content and things like that. I talk to my clients here and there. We we laugh, joke around, whatever. But I think I leave that up to the client. Like if he ever wants to take it there and he's cool with being marked up and talking about it, then we'll do it. But if he doesn't want to do it, then I'm not gonna jump and reach for it. Like I feel like there's a level of morality to it. You don't want to be like some, So
yeah, fair. That's very fair. Because otherwise it's actually exploiting.
100%.
Yeah,
For sure.
I was you're talking about how you get to see the whole human experience in conversation and stuff like that. I'm now wondering, like, the jobs, like, I can't think of an example right now, but the jobs where you actually just don't get that. Okay, for example, actually, you've mentioned one. When you're doing carpentry, rendering, where you actually don't get to interact with humans too tough and stuff like that. Is that like should we have a degree of that in all of our different positions and our experiences in life? Like is it beneficial to the human experience to be able to engage with all other, not all other types, but with many other types of, other people's lives and human experience and stuff? Because we spend such a long time at work. Imagine just doing like 9 hours a day times 5, that's 40 or whatever. Let's just go put it a 40-hour week, whatever. 40 hours of your week is dedicated to not interacting with other people just because of the nature of your work. Like, is it beneficial, or is it, should we all still get some sort of degree of this kind of communication?
So one thing with me that I realized talking to all of these different clients is the lack of empathy today is at an all-time low. Nobody cares about the next person. I can tell you that right now. Nobody cares. You find little gems in people where they actually do want to reach out and they do care about other people, but they don't. So I think regardless of what you're doing, there is no excuse for having conversations with people and understand and being empathetic. Like a lot of people are just like, I finished my week. Now I just want to chill. I don't want to do anything else. It's like, why does your level as a human being have to stop there at work? So what, you're this amazing person that goes above and beyond for a couple of dollars, but when your mum is upset and wants to talk to you, you don't want to talk. Your sister doesn't want to talk, you can't find the humility within you to call up your mate or your ex-mate or whoever. And it's like, hey, bro, how you going? That's it. So I've noticed the level of empathy today is horrible. And I challenge people to really go out there and find that humility within yourself to act towards people how you would want to be acted towards. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like actually reaching out and speaking to people, not talking at people, not just letting it go through go over your head or whatever, but actually speaking to people. Because then you like, it does a lot for your life. It's on another level. People don't realize, but it does. That's what I think.
That's a big one. This empathy one is funny as well because it's come up so many times in the past couple of weeks and recently for me as well. I do a couple of school like workshops as well.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the kids and stuff like that. We've done it in many schools now. And one of the bigger parts we do is we say, oh, talk to me. What do you know of the word empathy? Like even these young kids, older kids, and definitions of it are, are everywhere. And even like, after we finally give them like, what the definition of it is. Oh yeah, I've heard that before, whatever. Teachers come afterwards and they're like, I really love the way you described that. I've never heard empathy spoken about in that way. I'm like, yo, this genuinely, it is a concept that is not touched on or spoken about or talked about. But I mean, I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because of the business that we have. We're conditioned to really think about just ourselves and what we need to bring for ourselves and all that kind of stuff. But like, it's a big aspect of what a beneficial or positive human experience would look like when you're actually able to look at other people's
100%.
lives and things like that. Yeah, but
I think it's a society we're in now, bro. Like where, the average human being sees a homeless person and gives no thought. Don't look at people like human beings. If somebody doesn't have X amount of followers, trash. They're like, so why are we like this now?
how did it happen?
Like, how did this happen? Do you know what I mean? It's like nobody stops and thinks about it until they're reminded of it. So I feel like if you're somebody who's able to consciously think about this, it's upon you. It's like a duty as a human being from you to actually remind others about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that. Like, I think now, like the world that we live in right now is very catered to the human experience, like just your personal experience. Whatever you want, you can buy. Whatever content you want to watch, you can watch. Wherever you want to go to get whatever color nails, you can do. Like, it's just for you. But there's nothing now. I feel like there's nothing now that's like outside of that. It doesn't ever expand. It doesn't get outside of that.
It is quite self-centered. You're right. Like, I mean, even I'm thinking about it like, you know how like a lot of, like when people first, for example, a lot of immigrants moved over and stuff, it's like everything was about like, oh, let's make we're a bunch of Croatians, we've moved to Melbourne, let's make a soccer club for the Croatians, and then everyone's dad is cooking up at the games and everyone, but it's like they're getting nothing out of themselves directly, but it's like they're getting a lot out of it through what comes back through community and all this aspect. There is less of that now. There's less avenues for that kind of creating something for others and then working at it for no actual reason.
100%. Like you would know, bro, like because you've been to Iraq, right? You were saying, all right. So you've been to Iraq, and like me, obviously, I don't think it'd be too different. When you're walking in the village, everybody knows everybody. Everybody's checking in on everybody. When you make food for your house, you think, all right, maybe Imhale next door wants some food too. So nobody's just thinking for themselves. We don't do that in the Western world here. When was the last, like, I'm not saying just you guys, I'm saying in general, when was the last time you cooked dinner and thought, hey, what about my neighbor? Should I just give some to my neighbor?
It will never cross our mind.
It doesn't happen, ever. Ever.
It's crazy you say it. So no, finish that shit.
No, that was my point. Yeah, sorry, right.
It's crazy you say that, man, because today, right, I'm walking around like the area, and so I've seen some new people in the ends. I'm taking photos at the house, whatever, and I see some new people. I was like, oh, I'm wearing my shorts, I'm got my just wake up kind of vibes on. I'm like, should I go up to them? Like, I shouldn't. I'm like, I do quickly brush my teeth and then and then come out. And I was like, stuff, it doesn't matter. They're probably gonna think I'm a weirdo. Yeah. And then as I'm walking back, I'm like, yo, what was that? Like, what is that? Like, why is it so much? And I'm a person that I don't now, at least thankfully, like over years of developing and growing, like I'm not shy of conversation now, right? But I was like, what the heck happened that I talked myself out of a very basic, normal thing of just going, introducing, yo, what's up?
Welcome to the area.
Welcome to the area, blah, blah. And I was like, I just walked away from all of that. And it was it was set up perfectly.
Yeah.
The husband and the wife are there, I assume. And the wife is, it might be the mistress, I don't know. That would have made it for a spicy story. But they're like doing their like front landscaping in that perfect situation. Don't know what you guys are up to. Oh, this is not. Oh, it looks great. What's the plan?
Instead, you tell yourself, "What if my breath stinks?"
It's so weird. It's so weird. You know what's funny though? You know what's funny about that? So this is how you thought now. As I'm gonna assume, how old are you? Like 22, 23?
25.
20. Wow, 25.
Wow.
You look amazing for 25. You look amazing for 25, cuz. Wow. No. Sorry.
That's fine. Everyone else is 26.
You guys are all 26?
Yeah.
Bro, what water are you guys drinking? What's going on? How old do you guys think I am?
Man.
Well, that just changed everything.
Around the same age as well. Or younger.
I was gonna say like 24 maybe.
Yeah.
Very close. I'm turning 24 this year. But
Okay.
I feel like I look way older than I actually am though. Especially when I had a beard, people were like, are you 30 years old?
Nah, 30's
That's right.
The beard and bold struggle was
Yeah, bro.
Nah, because I mean, first, like, you're engaged.
Yeah.
That's how I thought a little bit high. Quite mature, too. So I'm like,
Thank you.
Not much of looks, but just more of what you got going on.
I feel, yeah.
Mature, 45.
Immediately, right?
But yeah, I can't believe you talked yourself out of that.
Yeah.
Were I mean, clearly it seemed like you were scared of being judged.
Oh, I mean, if we
if
want
that's
to break
what
it
it
down,
was.
maybe that might have been. But I mean, a big element is probably just like I think what happens to a lot of us is just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Or like I don't, or even just like I don't want to drag it. I don't want to drag it.
Yeah.
You know,
Because people don't really do it like that. So that's why if you do it, they be like, what are you
Like,
doing?
why am I being cute, bro?
Yeah.
why am I being cute?
Like, why are you bothering me today? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to keep it pushing, but you're
Exactly.
coming to me saying, good day, mate, how are you? Welcome to the area. It's like, bro, screw all that, bro. Like, I'm not trying to
100%.
hear that.
I just think it's funny though how as we as adolescents, you know, at this age, 25 or middle age adults, whatever you want to call it, we care about this.
Yeah.
But your old lady neighbor doesn't care about none of that.
Yeah,
She wants you to be cool.
She actually does.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Why are
yeah.
we not all thinking like
Bro,
that?
my mum was talking about this a while ago, and she was saying like it's not that she doesn't understand the mental health stuff and therapy and all this kind of stuff, but she's saying like, bro, everyone needs that here because nobody talks.
Yes.
Saying like back home, you're right, like because everyone knows everyone, people just talk all the time.
Community and that, yeah.
It's not 100% therapy, but it's like 72%.
Yeah, it's
You
enough.
know, like it's
Yeah.
enough to keep things off just your
Because
mind.
bro, it's 72% with how many people?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Right. So it's like you're always talking. It's like there's almost like a community therapy in a sense.
Yeah.
And you're like, that does a lot for somebody. You lose that here. Like
100%.
nobody knows their neighbors. No, my mum will never tell me go to the neighbor ask for sugar.
Never.
As a kid,
Drive
I've done that.
8 minutes to Coles.
Yeah,
instead,
literally,
you know.
literally. Right, but as a kid, I've done that. Hey, we need 3 tomatoes.
There you go. And 2 eggs and a bag of flour.
There we go, man.
Why they
You know
give it
your
to you, bro?
You know your neighbors right now?
We know the one on the corner and on both corners, and then the one across the road. There's a young couple just moved in, so my dad was like, "I'm gonna go say hello, whatever. And like, if you guys need anything." So he goes over and he comes back. He's like, "I don't think I should have done that." Bro, like, I think they crazy just straight, blank face.
They're like, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I think how people will
How they'll react.
how they
Yeah.
handle the like, yeah, okay, like they're not really trying to engage in that whole thing. But I do know the difference now, because my old neighbor we didn't really talk, but now I do know the difference of having a neighbor in which you actually engage with.
Yeah.
So one of our other neighbors, they moved in. What they did was so sweet. They wrote like a full letter. Chocolate say, "Hey, we're your next door neighbor. We've got a dog, a little bit loud. Please don't mind him." This is like just
love
full
that,
information and whatever, chocolates and everything.
That's
Left it
crazy.
at the door. We got up and then like the whole family went to their house. We just said, "Hey, what's up? Thanks for that. With this, and then from there, just been beautiful. It's been casual. I park my car the driveway all the time.
There you go, bro.
But before it was someone else, bro. Sorry.
There's no way, yeah.
Couldn't.
Hey man, move your car.
Straight up, yeah. Fucking hell.
But then now you actually have that
relationship.
that relationship is different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And yeah, it makes
I
it
think it's
makes a
important,
difference,
man,
to
yeah.
be honest.
100%.
I wonder if we can ever get to that though. You know what I mean?
I think we
Like
can.
globally, or not even globally. Let me not do
I
globally
don't know
because
about
it's hard to now think about how to change the whole world. But if you're talking like even community or street sense, like I know one of my coworkers in my old job, like him and his neighbor actively built a ledge between their fences where they chop it up.
Is that like the meme, bro? That was
What do you
crazy.
mean, what?
There was one in COVID where it was like
Yo.
these 2 guys. They cut up their fence. So they
Oh,
could
wait,
make-
yeah.
yeah.
So they built that between their houses
That's
and they
dope.
chop it up. He's got a wood fire oven pizza. What is it called? Yeah, wood fire oven.
Yeah.
So he cooks pizzas in there, make the pizzas, whatever. They'll pop it on there and they'll just chop it up on a Friday
love
night,
that,
Sunday
bro.
How
night,
beautiful
whatever it
is that,
might
bro?
be, you know.
It is.
One of
How
the
cool
other
is that?
neighbors around, he owns like a farm or vineyard, whatever. So he'll bring some strawberries and some fresh grapes around, share whatever. I'm like, bruv, where do you
on.
find these people?
That's what I'm saying.
Because
bro.
what
Trying to be part of that too.
I'm trying to get some free lunch. Even beyond that.
Exactly.
Conversation
The
and like
conversations,
the
yeah.
fact that you actually have a sense of community beyond what
It's also,
relatives,
bro,
etc.
Think about all the security that it presents then as
Facts.
well.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm going on holiday. You know everyone's looking out for your house.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Oh, the kids we're gonna have to leave them 2 seconds. Can you take care of the
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
leave them. Bring them in our backyard. Yeah.
Mm.
That's
Jump the ledge.
literally,
Yeah.
bro, that's amazing, right? Even little things. Your kids are gonna play in the backyard, they kick the ball over the fence. You know they're not gonna go get yelled at when they run over. You know? That's the quality,
Matter of fact,
the
bro,
quality of
yeah.
life is nice
Yeah.
after that.
Because the neighbors' kids are the ones that kicked it over into their own yard anyway, bro. So it's whatever. Like everyone's community,
100%,
you know?
Everyone's just
100%.
chilling vibe.
Yeah.
I'll be
that's-
honest though. Yeah, in order to do that though, someone has to take the responsibility of one creating that space. So in your case, you're the one who's bearing the responsibility of making sure you have, you know, a safe environment for people.
That's
when
true,
they walk
for
in, I see the dog sitting on the couch. Okay, this is casual. This is nice.
Facts.
I'm calm. The dog is cute. You know, everything is fine. You've got, I assume, a very nice, comfortable chair as well. So as soon as they sit down, they're like, all right, my body can relax. Because I mean, when you're getting your hair done, it's probably 45 an hour or so minutes.
Something like that. Yeah.
I don't have to check my phone. I don't have to reply to emails. I don't have to answer calls. I'm literally just sitting there and just relaxed,
You're
right?
turning off the world.
Yeah, and so, but you've taken on that responsibility of like creating that environment. And so in the case of the neighbors, someone had to go over to the person's house. You know, you had to go over to that person's house and actually initiate the conversation. And I feel like that's probably sometimes where people are kind of like, do I want to be the one to have to do that? Because let's just say your neighbor doesn't, or is very, you know, doesn't reply or respond to you in the way that you want. Okay, now you also have to, you know, think, do I want to be the person to continue to push it? You know, do I want to keep forcing the conversation until they get comfortable? And so I feel like it's just a lot, you know. I'm like, yeah, it would be great. It would be great to have that relationship, but it's like, do I be the one to bear it? And I feel like that's also another thing that people take on, where it's like, do I have to, you know, take that responsibility? And it is a lot.
And no one takes that responsibility. That's
No
why
one wants to.
That's why nothing
Exactly.
happens. Daniel taught us that. Anyway.
He did. He literally did.
I got a quick funny question for you though. Let's say a client walks in and they ask you for a hairstyle that you're not too confident with. Has that ever happened?
Absolutely.
And then what do you say to them?
I just look, if I think I can do it, I'm not saying anything. I'm doing the haircut, yeah? And that
See
was
how
me
it
in my
goes.
first, 8 months of barbering. People would be like, yeah, can I get this? I'm like, sure. Bang, let's do it. But if it's really something that I can't do it, I'm just going to tell you, bro, like, I'm not the guy. Like, I can't do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I won't risk the upset of the person over my, $65. Like, I'm not doing that shit. Do you know what I mean? I'm not.
You ever messed up a hairline before?
I don't think so, bro.
I want to ask you, do
I
you
don't
think this
think
is
I have.
reasonable? Because the hairline thing.
Yeah, that's it.
When I was young, had my hair, all this, I went and I told this lady, don't push back my hairline. It's the one time I let a woman cut my hair. Yeah. Not that there's an issue, but it's a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
I told her, don't push back the hair. Like, I don't know why I even said it. There was no reason to say it. She pushed it back. I told her I'm not paying and I walked out.
Yeah.
That's fair, yeah?
I'm a very big believer. If the customer's not happy, genuinely not happy about it, you can't just be like, oh, I love his haircut. I don't like it. And walk out.
Yeah.
Like, if you actually
But you
don't
ask
like the
for it.
haircut, you don't like it, you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, I learned something from that. Like, what did I actually do that was so bad for me to never have to do that again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's fair, bro. I think it's fair. It's like, bro, if you go to Macca's, there's a hair in your or a restaurant, there's a hair in your food. You gonna pay for that food? No way, bro.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Facts.
That is-
I'm not interested as well. Yeah, maybe this can be specific. What has someone done for you to be like, I never want to cut their hair again? You know what I'm saying?
Smell like cigarettes?
Nah, I don't really mind the smell.
one,
of
yeah,
cigarette.
I
I don't really
don't
care.
know.
I used to be a smoker, so for me, it's not too bad. I don't know, bro. I think it's, for me, the really, really big one is, and although I love parents trusting me with their kids to cut their hair, bro, if your mom can stay home, keep her in the car, please. Because the parents make me not want to get anywhere near the kid.
Yeah.
This one time, and I used to have anger issues. So I'm trying to be a better person. So I'm
Naruto.
yeah. You see what I'm saying? You see what- you guys get it. You know? So, bro, I used to be a very angry person, and I've been so good, yeah. But this one time, it slipped out a little bit because this mum, and I was just like, oh my god, you know what? I'm never doing that again, ever. I'm just gonna say no,
Yeah.
because bro, I'm cutting this kid's hair, and just everything that I'm doing, she's disagreeing with. Why are you doing it like that? Why are you doing it like this? Why are you doing? This was the one that got me. I started doing the back of this kid's head so I can fit in a design, right?
Yeah.
And so I like to take my tapers up a little bit higher in the back so I can have a bit more space to do the design. She goes, why are you doing it like that? His old barber didn't do that.
Jeez.
I was like, why are you here then, bro? and so like, and
Remy, get her!
Yeah, so look, keep in mind, like, this wasn't the only thing. She did a whole bunch of, like, bro, it started from the second she knocked on the door to the second she left, yeah? It was just constant pain, yeah?
Goodness.
And bro, after she said that, I just started taking the cape off the kid, bro. I was like, look, you guys don't gotta be here, man. Like, you really don't have to be here. And then, bro, I was just over it, cuz. And then And then this was the thing that really upset me as well. Is like we got over it. I put the cake back on the cake.
She said sorry. It's all good.
I'm kidding.
And so she's like, so I'm showing him with the mirror, and as I'm showing him with the mirror, Remy is my son. My little dog Remy is my best friend, right? He's the sweetest dog in the world. All he wants is 1 or 2 pats. He'll go and kick it in the corner by himself. He doesn't care about anything, yeah? My dog comes up to her and like kind of just gets on her lap. Like it's a tiny dog, bro. He's literally this small. Gets on her, like just jumps on her lap for a pat, and she goes, "Ew, get him off me." That's family. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says. My dogs are my family.
That's my slime, man.
So I'm showing him with the mirror, and I was like, "What did you just say?" And she goes, "This was across the line," and she was like, "Oh, I'm just not comfortable around dog." I'm like, "Yeah, but you know, you can be a bit more nice or whatever." And I just got really angry, and then I just grabbed the mirror and I piffed it on the table. And I realized it was a bit louder than it should have been. And I was like, bro, I don't want her to think like jump on Insta, whatever, some Facebook page and be like, 075 Barber, the most violent barber in the city.
Threw the mirror on the table.
Oh my God.
Made his dog attack me.
K9.
So, look, I've never told someone to get out before.
Yeah.
It would take a lot for that to happen. Like you'd have to do something very serious, but
That was close.
I think honestly, it was really close. But like, I think honestly, like you have to be careful who you bring into somebody else's house, and then how you act. Do you know what I mean? It's like imagine if I came to your house, bro, and you put out a platter for me, and I go, "Ew, bro, I don't like crackers."
Yeah.
Bro, I'd break your head. Like, what are you talking about? You don't like crackers, cuz? Like,
Show you crack, bro.
so I think when the respect is like, because I give people like a next level amount of respect. As soon as you come into my home, like you would know, bro, it's Arab mentality. Ahla wa sahla. You come into my house is your house. You know what I'm saying? So especially now that you're coming to my house and I'm providing you with a service, I can't afford for that service to be horrible. So it's like double now. Yeah. And then you're just gonna spit in my face over a whole bunch of shit like that. Like if your mother is capable of that, don't bring your mother in here. Or whoever. Not just your mother, or your friends or whoever. Do you know what I mean? So
Free the kid.
fair. Free the kid, bro.
And the kid probably loved the cut too, man.
Mom.
It was like that. It was like that.
That's actually mad.
So there's this. Oh, what are you gonna say?
No, you man.
There's this trend that's gone around because we were talking about proposals before.
Oh.
Yeah, there's this trend that's gone around. People are proposing in church.
In church. Okay.
Like during prayer and worship, and then next another guy will come out of nowhere. Will you marry me? Like it's going on a lot. I don't know if you guys seen it.
America kind of vibes or like where? Just in general.
Just in general.
Yeah, right.
It's been going crazy. What do you guys think of that? And number one, is there a place that you guys say it's no zone? You cannot propose in that particular environment.
I know one you definitely.
I'm Muslim, so I don't know nothing about like.
Could something like that ever? Could you see that could happen in a mosque?
In the Muslim society, the way that marriage happens is very, very different. There isn't really any proposal or anything like that. It's more. It's more like you go speak to your father, X, Y, Z.
That's what I was trying to get at before, and I was asking about your girl's background. I was like, how did that?
Oh, okay.
You've also been engaged for a while.
We've been engaged for a while.
Right? So it's like, is your mom in tears or what?
So here's the funny thing about the parents thing. Right? So after I proposed to her and she finished crying and everything, she was like, "What did my dad say?" Oh, and I was like,
He said it's cool. Come on.
I was like, "What do you mean? What did your dad say?" And she goes,
he said,
what do you mean that's she was like, what did my dad say? I was like, what do you mean, what did your dad say? And she goes, when you asked him. I was like, what am I supposed to ask this guy? What do you mean? She goes, you're supposed to ask for my hand in marriage.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, what have I done? So like, I had to ask him after. It was cool. Like he laughed. He gets it. My parents were not happy about it at all, bro. Coming from Muslim, but mainly like Islam is not the problem because
it's the culture.
It doesn't matter as long as you're by like a person from the book. At least to my knowledge, is that it's okay. And reverse happen all the time or whatever. It doesn't matter, right? But my parents are very big on the cultural thing, and especially the Syrian Lebanese culture down here is like you kind of belong to a community, and it's like, oh, what's the community gonna say now? Now you got did you see your son Josh? He's walking around with like a XYZ, and it happens all the time, and then marriage is like another level to it. So my dad was literally like, yeah, us or her, shuts the door on me.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, bet. Like, I don't care. Do you know what I mean? It's like, for me, I'm extremely stubborn already. Yeah. And I already know there's no such thing. There's no father or mother that hates their kid like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I just know that it came from a place of like, him being worried about how I'm going to
Community.
be seen by community. But
Yeah.
the good thing about me is I don't care about the community because I'm already an introvert and I'm already on the outcast. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I don't
the
care.
way.
So,
Your parents came around now?
bro, they love her. Like she
Yeah.
cooks my dad.
They always
Yeah.
come
I
around.
love it.
She
yeah.
cooks like my dad will
Adorable.
ask her to make food for him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like my mum absolutely like sits in DMs with her forever,
Yeah.
and likewise like I'm close as with her family too. So
Beautiful.
it wasn't a
man.
problem.
That's
man.
very
That
good.
is beautiful.
It is funny that pressure that parents face. Like parents really be out here getting peer pressure still.
Bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
then-
Like,
Then they
always the
realize that they
community.
actually like your partner.
Literally.
right, even beyond that, because I'm like you, I'm like, yo, community. I think
Celebrate what's good, ignore what's silly.
100%.
Yeah,
But
sure.
also, I think because of faith, I look at community in a very different lens when it comes to the culture aspects of it. Because I'm like, faith over in my mind supersedes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
absolutely.
know, all the community things. And it's like when I start to see us caring too much about things that actually don't contribute to their faith being better, I'm like, we're getting this wrong. Like we're focusing on the wrong things
Are
here.
you talking about your relationship with your religion? Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
so within the community, like some of the maybe traditional things we do, or even just some of the things that we care about in terms of like in regards to keeping up appearances on certain things,
Yeah,
or the beliefs that are held within community in general. I'm like, yo, if it's not pushing me closer to my faith at the end of the day,
Yes,
like
bro.
what are we chasing here?
Yes,
kind of thing,
bro.
you know
yes.
what I'm saying? And it's funny when sometimes like, you know, you see some certain communities or parents where like they're still pressured so heavily by what their peers think, which is understandable from a very human point of view, where
Yeah.
like we still do end up, I guess, just you know, care. You know, we value opinions to some degree. I guess sometimes you can take it to the extreme of now being guided by other people's thoughts and
Yeah,
Yeah.
opinions
absolutely.
on you. But yeah, man, parents, that pressure thing is
That's
absolutely
out,
hilarious.
bro, yeah. I think people mix culture and religion too much.
A lot.
Do you know what I mean? It's like be careful on what you're pushing because it's like it might slip out. You're saying, nah, this is what God wants, but it's not.
It's
It's not what
not,
God
yeah.
wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know obviously you guys are Christian and you know Muslims. It's a bit different, but it's generally I could assume it'd be the same. Do you know what I mean? Like
The what's the principles around things.
100%.
They cross over.
100%. Yeah. So I think as long as you like, there's no ill intention and you guys are being respectful in front of God. I don't see what the issue is. I don't think anybody should have a say at all. Do you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Oh, that's mad,
Feel
bro.
that.
That just that getting the door like slammed and then just like, you know, I'm gonna keep it
It was
pushing. Like it is it's a strong
It's
moment.
true. The whole no parent is that angry at their
Yeah.
kids.
For the most
I
part,
remember
no
hearing Ali Ghati. He's a singer he's Iraqi but grew up in Canada, and he was talking about like he didn't tell his parents that he dropped out of uni. Yeah, and he like after a while it was like it was eating on me, like not telling them. So he goes and he tells his mom. She's like distraught, and then he tells his dad, he's like, "Yo, like, I've been dropped out for a whole year. I'm chasing this thing. Give me 4 years. If I can make it work within 4 years, I'll commit to this. If not, I'll go back to studying one."
Yeah.
I think he made it work at like 3.5 years.
Wow.
But his dad's reaction was like, "You're not my son. Get out." The mom's reaction was, "If you kick him out, I'm going to." And dad was like,
Love
"I
that.
bet, whatever." And now dad loves it. He's successful. Worldwide star, signed
Yeah.
to the same guys as The Weeknd. All
Mad.
this, yeah.
It's empty threats, bro. Because
really
well,
are.
it's so it's so it's just like, what are you talking about, bro?
Trying
Honestly,
to
like,
scare you.
I love the mom's reaction, bro.
I'm going
I'm
to.
not
it's always,
logical.
it's always like that.
Oh,
I think,
right.
bro, it's just because they think they know what's better for you more than you know.
Yeah.
Bro, this is my life. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
100%. Back to your thing, though. I feel like proposing in praise and
Oh,
worship is
somebody asked that.
is
Yeah.
mad.
Straight up.
Like
Or church in general.
No, I get that one though because
in praise and worship,
I mean, it's
how are you gonna
obviously
make this moment about God, about you?
no. Obviously, it's set up so that everyone
Yeah, yeah,
knows,
it's
the
set
whole
up around
choir
that.
knows.
Ew.
What do you mean,
set them
ew?
around
That's
that.
so like
No, because
corny.
for people though, church is like family. So you've got your community there, and I assume
Yeah.
family, parents, and stuff is there. So it's like
Just church barbecue afterwards to get it done there.
praise and worship is different.
If you don't
The
mind me asking,
presence.
in church, don't you people get married in church?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's the problem with proposing? Like, why not propose in front of God? I don't-
Cause I'm yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I don't see
bad.
the issue.
Touche.
Just saying, you guys might want to change something.
So that's the marriage is a service dedicated to your marriage before God. Yeah, a Sunday service is God's service.
Oh, so
So
you're
now
saying
I'm gonna come in and be like,
So someone did this on
thank
Take
you.
the moment
Yeah,
away.
they're doing it.
oh,
Nah, yeah.
It's
Not
almost
just like that.
it's
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
like this.
In the-
Weddings are about marriage, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird if your friend proposes at your wedding to their partner.
Yeah, I think I agree with you then,
You
bro.
know?
Because it's like
There's
it's
nothing
all about
wrong with
God,
it.
and it's like, what, you're trying to take spotlight? Like,
I used to
I
think
agree.
that too, but then I was like, if they wait till the end, so like how throw the
threw the-
bouquet,
Yeah.
and I
Did they
fake
catch
it,
it?
and then I
Crazy
turn around, I
surprise.
pass it to her,
And then she
he's-
turns around.
and then he's
and I'm
there.
there.
Yeah, as long as you let
This
me
guy's
know.
got a vision already, bro. Like,
Yeah, be thinking about
He's-
this.
he's-
Hey,
I
be
love
careful.
that.
I know. Yeah.
He's Iraqi, smooth with it. Middle
Wait,
East.
so you
that's
think
what
it's
like.
alright for someone to propose at
You
someone's
definitely
wedding?
have to let the couple
Person
know
know.
that you're doing that. If you just do it randomly, like, yeah, that's a bit
mad
dragged.
nasty.
Yeah, that's
I wouldn't mind if
very
it was my
dragged.
sibling. Like if I had like a younger brother and he was gonna propose at my wedding to his girl, I'm like, yeah, do it. That's calm. Keep it in the family, bro.
I say keep it in the family, man.
You don't
That's-
think it's, you don't
But
think
I
it's
have to
weird
do it
though?
after I leave. the
Yeah,
venue.
like, don't you think it's weird though? Like, I feel like it's like, for example, let's say I'm your brother. It's your big day, and I'm thinking about me. Don't you think
whole
it's like,
day.
Bless you the whole day you're thinking
Stressed
about,
about
it.
it.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
whole day you're thinking about you. Like, come
Because
on,
if you think
guys.
about it, the person that's going to propose throughout your wedding, don't even really think about your wedding.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna
Give a damn
Shit
about your
about
wedding.
How
you,
do
bro.
both of us have rings in our pockets?
Bro,
Yeah.
man's at the altar for his brother talking about can get the rings.
Pass me the ring.
I know.
How much rings, man?
Hold on, bro.
That's mad. Nah, I agree with you on that one.
That one's mad, bro. Because yeah, you're thinking of your own big day tomorrow on someone's wedding.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Mad thing, man. I'm interested on your just journey of all this self-discovery and stuff. You know, you talk about being angry, quite a bit angry beforehand, introvert, moving into a position of speaking to a lot more people now.
Absolutely.
And then also now having a very kind of public-facing kind of position, things like that, right? What are those changes been like for you in terms of the growth, and you know, what are any big time points, I guess, that you can even highlight where it's like you felt yourself changing even as well?
Also, has it been exponential? Like,
Wait, what do you mean by
like
exponential?
did you go like 0 to 100,000, then like in what 2 months, and then 3 weeks to get to 500,000?
Yeah,
Like,
so 100,000 was like opening the floodgates for me. Like that, it was super, super quick. I didn't even realize like how quickly it came.
Right.
But in reference to like your kind of like as a person growing, it's funny because when you're growing, you don't realize it. You don't understand until you get to a certain point in your life where you look back and you're like, man, like the old me would have never done that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's just like I see how I react to things now, and I'm so proud of myself for not being that person. Like I realized that when I was younger and I was like such an angry person, I was very introverted and I was going through my own shit. I was a horrible person. And I can own that. And I know I did some dumb shit to some people and hurt some people. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think that was of ill intention, but I definitely think that was because I didn't even know what was going on with me. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just like being an angry person, lashing out on people, or do whatever it is that somebody is going through. You don't realize how bad it is until you're like 3 years into the future and you're not that person anymore.
Yeah.
So for me to be here now and to look at, you know, younger me and see how much of a prick he is, it makes me so happy. Because I just love like now how much of a bigger person, and I'm still growing.
Yeah.
I still have so much I want to change about myself. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like even like little things like my relationship with like God, or how I talk to people, my tone of voice. Do you know what I mean? How I hold myself, the idea of pride. Do you know what I mean? When I walk around, I'm not lifting my head up anymore. I want to stare at the floor. I want to belittle myself because I'm understanding that, you know, when you get out of, it's not really the matrix. I hate you saying the matrix,
Yeah.
and I'm not even out the matrix.
But, yeah, but as soon as you say, we know what you're kind of
But
talking
like when
about.
when you get out of that level a little bit, you just realize that everybody is not understanding the world properly. No one is looking at it the correct way. And when you just realize, like, you know, loving it, like for example, you guys are Christian, like loving thy neighbor, understanding what loving thy neighbor is huge, and people don't understand it. They don't get it. Or like people saying like my favorite quote from the Bible is whoever is without sin cast the first stone. I think I said it right. That is the best way I could describe like actually reading something and then understanding that verse is different, right? Because you could read that verse and then go, oh yeah, true, like obviously you got no sin, you can't talk, yeah? And then it's just like, no, I'm one of those people that's with sin. Who am I to ever be angry at someone or talk to anybody this way or to belittle
it's
someone?
the flip side, right? The
100%.
Bible version looks at it and goes, you can't speak. The humble
Exactly.
version looks, I can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I definitely think pride is the devil for sure. For sure, pride is the devil. But I'm so glad that I got to experience all of that and I get to see that now. I get to look back at myself. I look at old photos of myself, bro. I swear to God, I can't even believe that's me. I was like, bro, who was that lost kid? Like, that's so crazy that this is who I am now and that's who that person was. So for me, it's amazing, bro, just to be able to look back. And obviously, I'm not the person who I want to be yet. I still have so much growing to go. Like even for example, you know, in Vagabond,
Yeah.
there's like
Is it
very
finished, by the way, or is it still?
nah, it's still going. It's
Yeah,
still going.
sweet.
He says at the start, he goes, "I want to be invincible under the sun." The further he goes down towards the end, he goes, "Invincible is just a word." He understands that the word, just calling yourself invincible, is just a word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
what am I really here for? What am I
Yeah,
doing?
yeah.
To be able to understand that and look at your old self and be like, man, like I can't believe I was like that is such a beautiful thing. Because some people will never do that. Some people will never get to the end and be like, oh man, like, do you know what I mean? Some people will just keep being that angry person forever.
For sure.
That's something I've been realizing is like as we get older, like there's some people that aren't maturing and they're not like the emotional intelligence isn't developing and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, where do you guys go? Like when we're like, what are you guys gonna lead? What are you and it's kind of scary because at the same time you look around at the world and you're like, yo, some of these politicians are those people that did not develop, did not,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean, have not changed. It's like
Absolutely.
kind of scary. Like if you guys are gonna be the ones running the world, this is scary. But then also, if not, like, what are you guys gonna be doing with your
100%.
lives? You know, like you're not growing in empathy. You're not growing in just the way you treat people. All this kind of stuff. It's like, I don't know, very interesting seeing people that just seem stagnant. It's like, because if you're not growing, you're dead, really.
Absolutely.
Right? But it's like you're also 22. Why are you dead? Like,
Absolutely.
That's
man.
true.
Absolutely. I think where we look as well for inspiration for sort of type of things that are the wrong places. Do you know what I mean? Like we tend to look at the super successful people who don't got it together mentally and be like, I want to be like that guy.
yeah.
Like you get so
they
many
have the markers of success.
Yeah,
that
absolutely,
We
like-
think is success.
like
yeah.
I don't think for a 13-year-old today, looking at Playboy Cardi is not a good role model.
Yeah.
At all.
Horrible.
But any of those guys is not a good role model. Do you know what I mean? But I think honestly, picking up a book and reading about, you know, Sun Tzu or you know, like Miyamoto Musashi, his book, or reading about I don't know, like you know, people who like just people who are at that stage of life where they don't care about status, they don't care about all these things. This is who you should be reading and looking back from. Do you know what I mean? It's not like bro, if you were struggling with yourself, you would not go to the bar to the guy who is known to king hit people and ask him for advice. No, you wouldn't. You would go to the village elder or the person who you know or the grandpa that's super chill and understands the sweetness of life. You would talk to them.
Yeah.
So don't be that moron who goes out of their way and says, I want to be like Playboy Cardi. This is the wrong person to look at. Like, do you know what I mean?
Facts.
Wrong person. I love Playboy Cardi, but I'm just saying, like, in general, like, be careful who these kids
Exactly.
look to, you know?
I mean, going off something you mentioned, this is a question to everyone even now. Do you think that for everything that you're trying to do right now at your current stage in life, do you think that the version of you that is present doing these things is the most optimal one to achieve those purposes right now? So whatever it is that comes to mind when I say what you're trying to achieve right now, think about that thing. Do you think that the you right now is the one that is best suited to actually achieve those particular goals and things? And if not, what's missing? If yes, I don't know how'd you do it. Just teach me.
Wait, achieving?
Okay,
How'd you
achieving.
do it? Assuming that
Obviously,
you did it.
I'd say. So obviously, you haven't achieved it yet, right? So you want to
Yeah,
get to that point,
you wanna
yeah.
get to that point.
But
it's
you
the
need to
person that
act.
you are.
That person that gets to that point needs to be acting now. So I'm saying, is the person that's acting now the one that's going to be contributing to that
Is this
point?
your final form in your terms?
For now, though, but like for final
This is
form,
the
because obviously, like you mentioned,
We'll keep changing.
what spurred this question is that you keep growing. So it's
Absolutely.
like there's more final forms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
That's
is
the
this
version
Super
of
Saiyan 2? Like, you know what I mean? Are you at that level that is required to continue to?
I think the answer has to be yes.
It has to be, yeah.
Because if I was to look at my life in a timeline and remember who that angry kid was, I would have said, this kid's going to land me in the gutter.
Yeah.
But I didn't know he was going to get me here. So I think the answer has to be yes. Like, how could it not be? Do you know what I mean? Because you don't know what's in the future for you. Like,
Facts.
do you know what I mean? I would have never thought I'd get here for sure. No way.
What do you say?
I think you definitely gotta be some type of version of yourself to be able to achieve that goal.
Is
That's
this
all.
the version that you need?
In terms of if this is the person that needs, like, you need to be that person right now to be. I'm not too sure because you don't know what next month, like the next 6 months, gonna look like for you as well. I don't know if that makes sense, right? Because you could also learn something within the year that's gonna take you to a whole new level. And you're like, oh snap, this is who I need. Because to be honest, I thought last year I was the person. You know what I mean? And then this year I was like, yeah, that's different.
But that's just growth. That's
That's
natural.
just kind of growth as well. But you know, maybe last year was like, what's the Super Saiyan 1 or like what was the levels?
Try and get to 4 or what?
There's a lot in there.
There's a lot of Super Saiyans,
Super
man. Yeah.
Saiyans, but you get what I mean.
I
Where
get
it's
what
like
you're
last year's like started, you know.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
Kirby right now.
ultimately,
Majin Buu.
of course, you're gonna be in the process of achieving that. But if this is the pressure right now, I'm not 100% sure. It's very tough to say.
Yeah, I think I'm alright, but I can see how changing one or two things could make it
Could
more
make
optimal to achieve the
Yeah.
things that I'm doing right now. Like I think for me, just generally, like when it comes to life, it's like self-control is probably the aspect that I lack. Right, I'm good at like what's the word, like time management. I'm good at, I have a high capacity for things. I have all this kind of stuff, sense of humor, whatever. But it's like when it comes to like self-control, that's probably the area I lack the most when it comes to it. I was talking about that to somebody recently. I'm like, I have almost everything, but there's like 2 areas of my life where it's like the self-control is not there. And they were saying like it's actually quite normal for people that are good at taking care of most things to have 1 or 2 things that they just like stuff up in.
Yeah.
But I think if I took control of that 1 or 2 areas, then it's a different game for me, you know?
Him.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Timothy.
Him,
I
Kardashian.
think that's good though that you can see that. That's good that you can see that.
yeah.
You can say I don't like this and that. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't see that.
That is true.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't.
That is true. And I think that's why as well, you'd probably think that ultimately this version of yourself is what's going to get you to the next version. You know, so for you right now, you lack self-control, but then once you fix that, then ultimately you're on to the next version regardless, you know. And it's like with time as well, like you were saying before, you know, you're always continuing to grow. You know, I mean, we'd expect that from people unless you're someone who is very stagnant and for the rest of your life you just, you know, don't have self-control at all. Then that's a you problem in terms of like, you know, you've recognized, and some people don't actually, like you said before, you know, you were able to recognize that. Some people actually don't, no matter how much you tell them or, you know, you can see it in your work. It's just they fail to recognize that, you know, I lack this type of thing. For me, I think I have a lot of goals, a lot of things I do want to achieve, but I feel like there's just something that I can't seem to break through right now. And I think, that's one thing that I kind of lack in terms of like being aware of what it is. I haven't necessarily been able to tap into it, but I feel like once I do, I'll automatically excel to like 2 versions ahead and I'll be able to achieve that. But for now, I'm like, I mean, I'm not doing bad in life, but it's like, I feel like definitely.
You got me.
Just doing pretty good if you ask me, cuz 25, hey. It's 25, it looks like that.
Hey, my hand is
Fountain
not
of
fitting
youth.
through that door, bro.
That's what I'm here for.
But I think definitely the next version of myself will be better than this one. And I mean, that's what you'd hope. The next version will be better than the one before. Because if it's not, that means you're just going backwards, which, you know, it's not
We
what
don't
you
want
want in
that.
life. Yeah, you don't want that.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
What about you?
Okay, I thought we were going to just...
No, we're not.
Uh-huh.
We like you, boys.
Where you going, bro?
I think maybe another reason why this was on my mind was because yesterday I was part of a shoot where someone was just asking about, like, it was so funny. He framed just life in a very interesting way because his whole thing was talking about like COVID and, you know, that was like 2020, 2021, bit of 2022 as well, 2023. And he was using all of those years as different timestamps and getting me to look at Daniel then. And it was funny speaking, like the questions he would ask was Daniel in da da, and now I'm speaking as Daniel back in, like, you know, I'm speaking about myself in a different POV. Like, what was that? I think that's third person or something like that. Yeah. And I'm like, when I started talking about some certain things, I was like, oh wow, there's actually been different versions of me in the span of the past 3 years only.
Absolutely.
And each version was required to achieve what was needed to be done in that particular year, and then moving on to the next and on to the next. So right now, I think yes, definitely is my answer, and I like what you said. Like, it has to be yes.
It has to be.
You know, because if not, then I'm actually not. Yeah, you're right. Just you can't move on, or it's like, where have I gone all this time as well? So I think my answer is definitely yes. But as always, there's a recognition of like so much growth is required to get to some of these particular
100%.
places that you put up there and things like that. But it is dope once what you said about, like, you know, you only see the growth once you get to another time point and you look back instead.
100%.
Like, it's actually mad, looking at those different
It's
versions.
beautiful, man.
Like,
It's a beautiful thing.
yeah.
Do you ever lie to customers? Like, not on a like, oh yeah, your hair looks cool, whatever. Like, just like they ask you a story and you just start lying.
About what though?
Like, for example, because I did it today. It was very fun. We talk about this all the time. Like, it's just fun to lie sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
about things that don't matter as well. So like sometimes I like going to open homes, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I'm like as in the display homes.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, "Oh, I'm like planning." They're like, "You plan to buy?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm actually looking to build 3." You know,
It's like that. It's like that.
yeah. Do you have land?
like
Yeah. Got a big plot, man, acre. You know that kind of. Anyway, today almost backfired, bro.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm in the city,
It has to.
and you know those guys that draw the caricatures.
Oh yeah.
So we were like, "All right, let's just sit down and do it." Yeah.
Oh, you f***ed up. Shut
They always
I would
bad.
never do that. I would never do that.
Oh no.
And
Wait, real quick. His girl put this photo up on her story. I just replied, "So sorry." Like that ain't it. It's mad.
because I sounded like a genius, right? Because
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
talking, and he goes, "What's your backgrounds?" And I go, "I'm from Iraq." She says, "I'm from South Sudan." And then I go, I just jumped. I was like, "You look like you're from Azerbaijan." He's like, "How'd you know?" And
Now stop.
but that 100%, yeah. But that one because I could actually guess. He's this accent, all this, yeah. Anyway, then he's like, "Oh, what do you guys do for work?" I asked him, "What do you do for work, like outside of this?" He's like, "Oh, like I'm actually an artist, like for a living or something." Stuff. Yeah. He's like, "What do you do?" My girl answers. He's, "What about you?" I go, "Real estate."
Oh gosh.
And then he starts asking. He's like, "Interest rate, what's that at right now?"
I hate that shit, bro.
Bro, look, I
What
died
a
7%.
Hey, that's
Because
Pretty
I
that's
accurate.
pretty bang on.
This is annoying.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he starts telling me about like the housing market in 2012, 2013 and how things were different. He's like, "Do you remember this?"
Wow.
Guys, do you
That's even
He's
red-handed,
asking
bro.
questions. I'm like,
yeah. When I was 16, yeah.
yeah, bro. I had to go. No, I was in high school, mate. I was in high school.
Damn, bro.
Bro, it nearly backfired. But it's so much fun just like making these like alter egos.
Did we say it on the day when we went to that boat party? Did we ever say it on the pod?
Yeah. Oh, bro, that was.
Do we speak about it?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel
You
like we might have.
mentioned it, yeah, you did.
We were like, we were on a boat party once, and we just said, yeah, today we're not telling the truth. we're just like, let's tag team and let's just make up stories
See how far
today.
you can take
See how far we can take it. We're on the boat.
There's
I
like a
think.
huge
What were you?
I don't know but I think we were both involved in a project.
Yeah,
There was-
I said I was an architect or something like that.
So there's a
Or,
big
maybe I was
building.
an engineer. You were an
Yeah,
architect.
yeah. So there's a big building, the birds
Massive
moving,
building.
massive building, Docklands, and I think someone's asking us questions, and then we were trying to pretend that we're involved in the project that built that building. That was
Yo, well, like you see that building there?
You see that? Yeah,
Oh, part of that.
yeah,
Were they eating it up? They were eating it
We're
up.
just sending it.
Oh, really? How much is that project?
It's like,
42 million.
bruh.
Hey,
That
I
apartment.
want to be a dog,
Oh
but I
my
need- I need-
Nah, come,
go.
come.
We'll keep
No, we'll chop it.
Everything's about numbers. But the numbers that Messi's talking, ridiculous. I don't know if you keep up with this stuff, but
Not at all.
Who's
I've
Messi?
got no clue.
what is
Messi? Messi, no, Messi, the
What
goat.
is Messi? Where's the Messi?
Yes.
Yes. I don't know. You guys aware?
Yes,
I've seen the
Alright,
report.
so-
I'm
'cause-
aware now.
Obviously Cristiano Ronaldo did the whole Saudi Arabia move last year. What is it? It's crazy something like 800 million for 2 years or something like that.
Wow.
Karim Benzema just did Saudi move as well. They released a bit more information around it. So basically, Saudi Arabia's government made the offer to him.
Wow.
Yeah, and they were like, "You pick a club."
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. A government taps my shoulder, bro. I'm not trying to chat to you.
Me neither.
I'm worried.
I don't want to
No
be
way.
talked to by.
I don't wanna be
government.
talked to.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
scary.
yeah.
Saudi, bro, you got that type of money?
Saudi-
There's no way.
Don't-
After they chopped
Brother.
up that other man.
I'll
yeah.
disappear into thin air.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You don't what Benzema? You don't score?
Yeah. But also, so him 642 million doesn't really make a
Wowee.
difference at that point. 3 years. That's tax free. He has all his image rights, so he gets a percentage on those. Whole bunch of stuff. Ridiculous money. Yeah,
Any club? That's crazy.
literally. The funny thing is though, is like, which club is he gonna be like? Yeah, that one. It doesn't matter. It's the Saudi
You can't
league,
read
but no
any
one
of their
cares.
names.
What?
You can't read
I
the
mean,
names.
yeah, I guess. That was mad racist. He's,
Wait, what do you
he
mean?
speaks Arabic.
Oh, say so?
Yeah, he's
I didn't even know.
Speaks Arabic.
He's
Messi, Ronaldo, who was it?
Benzema.
Benzema. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's he from?
I'm still
Algeria.
trying to-
Oh, I thought it was just French, bro.
Yeah. So part of his reason as well, he was like, it's a Muslim country. I want to live in a Muslim country as a Muslim. Yeah,
Oh, he's Muslim as well.
yeah. That's fair enough, kind of thing. Messi. So this was what was going on. He's not happy in Paris. It was known he's leaving. He's either going back to Barcelona, but he was like, I don't want to deal with this because they don't have money properly, all this kind of stuff. Or Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia were doing crazy like offers for him. Yeah, so they were saying this many millions for 2 years, this many millions for 3 years, whatever. Got to a point where they were basically begging him. They said $1.6 billion for 3 years.
What?
Because this is all the government. Yeah, this is the world. Like, it's, you know those lists of richest people in the world? These are the guys that don't appear on the list, right? So this is the kingdom offering them things. Basically, they're rebranding their nation through sports, which is, some people say it's unethical, some people say it's whatever. At the end of the day, they have the money to do it, right? Messi decided, nah, I don't want to do that. His decision was go to America for $50 million a year. But what comes with that $50 million is mental. So it's like $50 million a year. He gets, I think, also image rights, all this kind of stuff. Anyone who joins Apple TV Plus to watch the league, because they have metrics around this stuff, they can figure out where they came from. If they came through Messi, he's getting a cut from Apple on that. Wow. Every Adidas sale in North America related to football, he's getting a cut on.
Jeez.
Right? At the end of his 3 years is when the World Cup is in America as well, right? So it's perfect timing. I'm 100% he's going to be a massive ambassador for this because it's also in Mexico and Canada, so the Spanish-speaking market, all that kind of thing. Phenomenal position he's put himself in. This is the crazy one. At the end of it, he gets priority option to buy a new club for the league, right? That's exactly what David Beckham did years ago when he moved to America, and that club is the club Messi's going to now.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So that club, when Beckham bought it, was something like $25 million or $40 million. At the time they signed Messi, it was worth $600 million, and it's looking like afterwards it's going to be worth $1 billion, right? From 25, imagine a $25 million investment is now worth $1 billion, right? On top of that, it's looking crazy because so the club is Inter Miami. Every single club game that they've got for the season has been sold out already. Tickets.
Can you imagine?
Oh my god,
It's crazy.
Mental. And
that's
I'm like,
too much money, bro.
even in terms of the
doesn't
money
make
is
sense.
crazy, but it's just like for me as a football fan, I'm like the move he made is so dope in terms of sport. And like the business side is very cool, but the sport, because it's like this is a league that genuinely has potential to be top 15 in the world. Saudi doesn't really have that. Nowhere in Asia, nowhere in Australia, nowhere. It's really just Europe, South America at this point, right? So the fact that he's gone to a place where he can actually help develop football, but then also still win like crazy is phenomenal. Like, and this is what people were hoping Ronaldo would do. And then now it's like, I think it's kind of put a battery into Miami's back because like it's looking like they're gonna sign Luis Suarez to come over.
Damn.
They're gonna sign Di Maria to come over.
Oh, Di Maria.
All these guys are
Wait, what?
all superstars,
It's
right?
like a legacy move what he's done.
Right, and all guys that have played with Messi as well, right? And so it's
That's
like
beautiful.
it's
Di Maria is a
looking,
good look with him and
Yeah,
Messi.
bro.
Goodness gracious.
it's looking exciting.
That's
It's,
insane.
the money
No.
is ridiculous.
Is there only Messi that can pull that move off? Because you're going is 50 million a year plus all the extra stuff that you mentioned versus 1.6 billion.
I was almost about to say Neymar, but I don't think so.
I don't. Okay, Neymar can just because of the size of where he's from.
True.
Brazil's market is ridiculously large, but in terms of impact on a sport, I don't think anyone other than Messi or Ronaldo could do it.
He's had a storybook ending with everything so far.
100%.
You know?
But it's like even we were saying this when Ronaldo made the move. It's like he kind of clearly made the money move.
Yeah.
Whereas Messi made the money move, but not clearly. You know what I mean?
He made the football move.
He made the
I reckon.
football. You can
He built-
easily say this is a football move as well.
100%, I would say.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Into Miami, they had 1 million followers before Messi announcement. After Messi announcement, 5.5 million.
Yeah, that was insane.
That was Ronaldo did the same
What?
impact.
Ronaldo did the same
Yeah.
That is
I heard the
crazy.
But
guys got to the
like-
team.
I need a cut for Messi, bro. Imagine that, bro.
That is one thing I was gonna. Have you cut for like stars, athletes, whatever it might be? Like, is that cross paths yet?
I've had opportunities, bro, but I'm very cautious about who I kind of interact with because it's like for me, it's like all right, let's say
Imagine one bad review from there.
bro,
Yeah.
that like Oh, actually, I wouldn't care because I would make for some good content. Like, imagine.
It'll go viral.
Imagine
Why
a video
Billy Slater's an asshole?
how I stuffed up Ronaldo's hair. That would be
That
amazing.
video is
So
gone
I wouldn't
viral,
care.
bro.
That would be amazing. I mean, I'd probably destroy my whole business.
Crazy story though.
Nah, I probably wouldn't. I don't know, man. It depends because, for example, like there was a person that I was trying to cut hair for, and I was pushing very hard, and I felt like I got very close, and I'm very happy it didn't work out because then this person right now is in very big trouble for something. That is, I don't want to say this.
Yeah.
But like this person's in very big trouble right now for something, and I'm so glad like I wasn't with them.
Associated.
Do you know what I mean?
with them,
Associated. Do you know what I mean? So I'm scared about who I get associated with. I'm also like I'm a big conspiracy guy. Do you know what I mean?
Is it Cardinal Pell?
So like, bro,
Lost his mind.
bro, I'm scared that I'm gonna be in the room with somebody that's big,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna hear something I'm not supposed to.
And now?
075
yes.
ceases to exist. That's what I'm scared of. So there's that too. I don't know, man. I'm just I don't know if I would do it.
Yeah.
But like there are some people that I wouldn't go and cut for.
Yeah.
Like bro, I get this question all the time. Yeah, if Drake called me to cut his hair, would I cut his hair? I wouldn't cut Drake's hair.
Wait, why not?
Why not?
I wouldn't cut Drake's hair. I just don't feel like I
Pressure?
align. Say it again.
Oh, values.
Yeah, I just don't feel like I align with his values and like what he kind of promotes in his music and like the type of like I don't know. I just don't feel like I would. But like I feel like I don't know. Like it'd have to be something. It'd have to be special for me, not money.
How is that different to someone that's walking into your studio that you don't align with their values as well?
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. That's the thing. First of all,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. I wouldn't know. But there are times where I check my clients sometimes. Like if somebody says some shit I don't agree with, I'm letting them know that I don't agree with what you just said. Like
Wow.
I'm not because I don't like. For me now, I'm so lucky to have these conversations all the time that I just feel like if I can shift the mentality of how someone's thinking, it's big for me. Like the whole Andrew Tate thing was huge, and when that was happening, there were a lot of people that were taking the message the wrong way. I'm not saying everything this guy was saying was amazing,
Yes.
but I
I'm
think
with you.
a lot of what he said was great because I felt like for a long time it was a very big bash on masculinity, and I felt like what he did for the masculinity image, I guess, was awesome, but that message in the wrong mind is very dangerous.
Yep.
Super.
And so I would get a lot of young men come in with the wrong mind and be like, "Hey, hang on, bro. Like you can't think that way about women. Yeah, you can't think that way about X. Like people are. It's not men, women. It's men and women all the same. Yeah. So like that is something that I'm glad that I get to like talk to somebody
Debunk.
about
Yeah,
and
correct
check,
them.
like check somebody for
Change the
thinking that way,
narrative.
or like even like somebody might say a racist comment. I'm gonna be like, "Look, bro, it's not really that funny." Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not. I didn't laugh. You know what I'm saying? So it's
And
like
I've got a blade in my hand, brother. So maybe don't do it again.
or like even like on a religious thing, man. Like sometimes people don't understand. Like they look at somebody might not understand Islam in a certain particular way, and I think sometimes I might be able to change somebody's mind on that and make them think, okay, it's not like this. People aren't doing this in that world. So I definitely do check people if I don't align with their values, but at the same time, if I find that someone's like genuinely, to me at least, like a prick, I'm not gonna give them a good convo. Like I want them to know that I'm not really with you right now. Do you know what I mean? So because there are some people that are just like, no matter what you say, bro, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's true.
Rick Ross pays his barber $1,000 for a haircut and $100 for the beard. Do you think any haircut is worth $1,000?
It's not the haircut that he's paying for. He's paying for consistency, a haircut whenever he wants it, and he knows he's gonna be bang on every single time. Do you know what I mean?
And he
It's
gets
like-
a torch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Barber has a torch.
Barber has a torch on his head.
Can't forget that part.
Golden clippers and all that stupid shit. But bro, like imagine you had that kind of money, yeah? And you're in the public eye all the time.
Yeah.
Your beard has to be bang on, yeah?
100%.
Dead ass.
You would pay,
All I have.
you would know that, this guy, bro, me too, don't worry.
Isn't this so sad? Because this is something I don't feel like people understand. Arabic barbers are the best barbers in the world.
But we're gonna
I don't know how, but it is the case. Arabic and Turkish, yeah?
Yeah.
But we
Turkish
don't
I
have
can
hair.
You
stand
know,
by.
you know what's hilarious? Well, bro, I used to have some beautiful hair, yeah? When I started getting good at barbering,
that's
God
when
took
you-
my
Oh,
hair.
no.
Like, bro. He was
Talk
like,
about
this
humility.
is not for you. Straight out. That's when I started putting my head down, bro. I was like, all right.
God said pick one.
But like,
Boy.
back on the Rick Ross thing, like, let's say, all right, you're on the TV all the time, music videos, X, Y, Z. Let's say one of these days your barber's not there, or you don't have a specific barber. You go to a barber and your beard is like this.
Ah,
What are you gonna do, bro? Like, I'd rather pay $1,000 and know this guy for sure he's not gonna mess me up.
you know, leading up to this guy's wedding, my barber's an Iraqi guy as well, yeah. And leading up to the wedding, I got, obviously, I had his number, whatever. I told him, like, bro, you got to make yourself busy Make yourself busy beforehand, and then make yourself available for the week of. Because I'm gonna need to see you at least twice. Because he's at a store, like he has a seat at a store. I was like, hey, I might have to come to your place. Because I don't like the idea of testing out a new barber. In the middle of you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like serious moments.
I wouldn't do it either.
Yeah.
That's hectic, man.
100%.
Would you cut Messi's hair?
Real quick, if you had
It's good values.
He's a good dude though. Messi's a good dude.
Good
Like,
dude.
I feel like I specialize in straight to hair as well. So I think I would do Messi. But Messi, if you're watching, cuz
Let me holler.
you know what the ad is, man. You know what the ad is. I would love to, man. I would love to,
Yeah.
for sure. I think,
Now, just quickly going to ask you, like for Rick Ross's barber, like if you had an opportunity, maybe not Rick Ross, but someone that you mess with, cut the hair, $1,000 a week, let's say twice a week, would you do it? But that means you gotta drop everything. That means you gotta drop everything that you're doing, which
That's the
means the
thing.
conversations.
Yeah.
It's the same person you're flying out with them.
I think it depends on where I am in my career. If it was right now, I say nah.
Okay,
There's no
yeah.
way.
Because the
Because-
business is growing.
I haven't. 075 isn't what I want it to be yet. But if 075 was what I want it to be, 100%, I'm down.
Yeah.
Just because, bro, imagine, let's say, for example, Messi is calling me out to cut a hair. I don't care. Like, obviously, the financial freedom of being able to, you know, get that kind of money to cut hair is amazing. But imagine the conversation you have with Messi, bro. It's different from your regular
When
conversation.
else do you get?
That's true.
Do you know what I'm saying? No one else. Or like, imagine, bro, like for me, bro, I would love to cut hair for like Dave Chappelle. I would love to cut Dave
What hair?
Chappelle. What hair? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm
Make
saying?
it
I just feel like
clean.
This guy
that
just wants
guy.
to laugh, bro.
Bro, I just want to laugh, and like he's such an intelligent person.
Holding the yeah.
He knows what it is, guys. He knows what it is.
Yeah.
I would love to cut hair for those kind of
100%.
people. Absolutely. So I think that's
These guys.
I love that. I've got an important question.
so.
Would you let your missus cut your hair?
So I don't have hair,
Yeah, if when you
but
did,
if I had hair,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
What about lineup?
or beard.
Line up, it's different because it's on my face, bro. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I let her do like my eyebrows and like you know how like
That's a
you
nice.
know,
It's
bro,
a,
you
it's
know
a
you get
connecting
hair all over your face and
experience.
shit. Being an Arab, like I do that. Like I let her do that, but I can't do the facial hair, man. I
Nah,
can't.
that
Would you let your
one's
missus
too-
line you up? Cause it's dangerous.
We-
It's dangerous,
Never
bro.
done it yet. No.
I've
You
been
haven't done
asking
it
for
a
so
reason.
long.
All right, yeah, I haven't cut my hair in a bit, so I could actually go to a very nice man. Okay, well, yeah.
Bro, just before this, I was like, I need to shave my head. So I use a photo shave. So I was doing it at my girl's house. And she goes, oh, let me try. So I'm like, fine. Just because it doesn't matter. I'm just going bald anyway. Yeah. She takes it away. She goes, you're bleeding.
Yeah,
Oh my
love.
That's so bad. Bro.
I'm like, from a foil shaver,
She
how?
scraped you, bro.
Yeah.
That's why she scraped you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not gonna let
You're
her try
walking
again.
Never.
You got a design in the back of your head.
Finally. But it's on my skin.
Oh, man.
I know. Hey,
days.
I
You
might
should
let
let
you
me.
do this one. Yeah.
Yeah, let me.
So-
I feel like that's big though. If you let your missus cut your hair, that's big.
Yeah.
Changes everything.
I think
That's
it's
what I
big
need to get to the next level
Yeah.
of me, right?
Yeah.
Bro, one day you're gonna look
That's
back and be like, I did that. You know what I'm saying? I did.
Hey, man, say less,
Yeah.
say less.
Next cut.
Wake up, man.
Yeah, then when you
Time
wake
for
him
wake up
up.
call, huh?
I think
Alright,
so.
wake 'em up.
Sleeping.
All right. All right, it's a
I want to
wake
hear.
up.
Yeah, after you do this, sorry,
Yeah,
boss.
no,
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
cut off the wake up
no,
call. What the heck?
I'm
happened
sleeping
there?
still.
I love do you even get a if you have one as well?
Yeah.
Give people a wake up call too.
Yeah.
But
Can
he-
you-
see what he
Barbershop or
does, and then yeah.
Can you explain what the wake up
Ah,
call is?
So
ah.
wake up call is a segment that we have where pretty much one of us will just like say something.
Yeah.
Me, but it's a team thing, you know. Say something that you feel needs to be said. It's a bit of like
Like a reality.
just get your hater aspect
Yeah.
out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right.
a
Sometimes
reality
being a
check.
hater is
reality
okay.
checking
you
a
know?
vibe, yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
that, yeah. I feel that.
This is a wake up call for all the brunch spots.
Oh.
You see me dressed like smashed avocado today. Right? I was having brunch today, and like it's actually starting to piss me off. This new standard of giving you one piece of toast.
Talk to
Yeah.
that.
When did this
Nah,
change,
I
bro?
agree.
I
Okay.
Bro, I paid. I'll tell you what I paid.
$23 I paid.
God
25.60.
forbid. It would have been amazing, bro.
More than that.
Wow.
I paid
No way,
20. It was 26 for the meal, and then to add mushrooms was $6.
Oh,
$6.
And I was like, you know what? The meal's too small without the mushrooms, so I have to. I'm taking the L.
$32.
$32,
Wow,
yeah. All right.
What
My
toast?
one came on a waffle. That was fine. Whatever. I'm looking at people across me, bro. What do you mean? What? 2 eggs on one toast? Also, some of these places are doing
Sourdough.
1 egg now.
Nah, come on, man.
It's sourdough, bro.
Sourdough. It's not even great.
Wow.
The
concrete
hard
bread.
bread, bro. Yeah,
Bro, the one where you're fighting with the.
Because the whole
What's
table's
happening?
moving.
Bro, wallah, and the bread's going like this.
Yeah,
Yeah, avocados on the side of the table. Yeah, it's the worst, bro. Now, you know what pissed me off? When you're cutting it, it's not even cutting the bread, but it's like cutting half
Bro,
the
yeah.
bread.
It's only cutting the knife,
Yeah,
bro. The knife is falling apart. Yeah.
Oh.
Bro, that is genuine. Like, yo, if I'm spending $30-something with you, bro,
I
yeah,
would be fooled.
$25 even, $20 even, bro, give me 2 slices right now. Because I looked at it, slice $4 for an extra slice.
Damn, that's
I
a
said,
loaf.
you're actually pissing me off, bro.
That's-
That's a loaf.
That's a loaf.
Even the $6 I paid for the mushrooms, I said, bro, there was like, I don't know, 12 mushrooms in there.
Well, how's
like,
mushrooms $6, bro?
I don't get it. What the fuck is mushrooms, bro?
honestly, bro. Honestly.
It's not even that good, cuz. Like, you get it if you want to be a bit more full, you know?
For real, I thought this city was about food and brunch culture and all this. And run me my toast.
Run me
Right
my
in here.
toes,
Bro.
man. Why are you holding on
Toast.
to his bread, bruv?
Talk to him, Noor.
Literally.
That's it.
Oh, dude, you're so right,
Yeah,
man.
that's not
Facts,
But
bro.
to be fair,
Don't fair
No,
them.
that's not
Wait.
fair.
Hey, you dress like
Nah,
carrot.
you know what? I love this. Balancing it out. Talking shit,
yeah,
bro.
because you do understand brunch is in between breakfast and lunch.
That doesn't mean I'm
so
not
it's a
hungry.
snack.
That means no.
You're
That
not
means I
meant to
missed
be
out on
eating-
breakfast and I'm gonna miss out on lunch for this.
Yeah,
Give me
no.
double the food.
No,
yeah, I
it
think,
means
No,
I'm
no,
having a little nibble.
Nah, you just
Before I
no,
go
no,
for
no, no.
lunch.
But also, you know, there's
It's
no.
a break.
There's
It's a
no.
snack.
You're
no.
talking rubbish.
Brunch is a snack.
You're talking-
It's not meant to be a full meal.
No, but you're
Nah,
talking.
You're only meant to have
get
one
it.
Let me
bread.
tell you why exactly you're talking rubbish. They don't have a brunch menu. It's a breakfast menu
Yeah,
still.
they say all day menu.
You get it all day.
All day.
I
can
stand
breakfast,
by.
lunch,
Brunch
dinner.
is a snack.
Nah,
Please.
man.
Impossible opinion to have.
Snack with
You are
$32? I don't know,
undateable.
man.
That's just not for
$32 is not a
$32 is
snack,
actually
bro.
wild.
$32 snack. Yeah,
That
wait,
is
hold on.
wild.
man.
Snack
$32
is
is
$16
crazy,
for me, bro.
$16 is still
for
crazy for a
snack,
snack, bro.
Bro, like
Snack should be like
$4.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Times have changed,
I
man.
like
Yeah.
a snack.
Think about it this way, bro. $16 is Big Mac meal.
That's
true.
really
like a large
expensive.
Big
That,
Mac.
yo,
A large
see, I
one.
haven't bought
Yeah.
Macca's meals in that in so long. $16, you say?
Oh, I think. Don't at me, man.
Hey, yo,
Probably
that's
is.
not-
I'm
We're
pretty
on a
sure.
no fast food this year thing.
Oh, me too.
right?
I love it.
And
I love
low
it.
key, it's not that hard. Like that's not a you know, it's no soft drink. But the prices is ridiculous.
It is
It's
wild.
bad, man. It's
What
bad.
do you, fast food? You're doing this fast, so what am I paying for?
Yeah, wallahi, yeah. And it's shit for you. It's not good for
Honestly.
you. Like, what am I
Honestly.
I
paying
need
for?
to talk to Ronald, man. I
bare
need to chat to
sauce.
Ronald. I need to chat to Colonel, bro. Who else they got there, bro?
conversation, bro.
Round them up, bro.
Oh, wrap them all up, man.
Do you wear gloves?
I don't. I used to, but I don't. Yeah, I don't. I just don't because like when I'm cutting the hair, I snip the color.
Yeah.
By the end of it, I've got like half cut. So it's ridiculous.
That's true.
That's a good wake up call for them.
That's
Yeah,
good, man.
That's what I would say. Yeah.
What's the Convo 75 then? Like, what do you want to speak on or what people can look forward
I
to?
was gonna say, do you
We'll
do
see.
merch? Because I feel like merch would
Yeah.
go nicely with the 075
So merch is
brand.
coming. Merch is definitely coming.
dope.
Actually, I don't know if you guys know the Color Plane Boys. The
Yeah, I came across this the other. Oh,
Couple-
that's who you're doing. Your
Jesse
merch
and Jack are amazing, bro. Those
Okay.
guys are so cool. I did a podcast with them too. If you
Yeah.
you guys didn't know, they are literally the best. These guys were out here, traveled
We're
all
the
the way
best,
to I think Hong Kong.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
with. No, we're the best, but yeah.
I mean, we can all be the best. But yeah, they traveled all the way to Hong Kong to get some blanks, which are
Yeah.
amazing. So
Dang.
I'm doing my
Awesome.
shit with them.
yeah,
So I'm super excited about that because my whole idea with
that's
merch.
quality. I like
yeah,
that.
I love that, bro. My whole idea with merch is like, for example, yeah, who's your favorite soccer ball team?
It's Barcelona.
Barcelona. You go for the same team?
Yep.
Okay, so let's say you guys.
Just gonna go, yep.
Let's say you guys go for the same team,
Yeah.
right? And let's say you didn't know each other, and you go into a cafe, and you see this guy in the line. You are both wearing Barcelona
Oh,
jerseys.
There's a
Good
common.
conversation.
You guys don't know each other, but you might have a bit of banter, have a bit of
Yeah.
laugh. Hey, you see that game? Ha ha ha, whatever, and walk off.
Yeah.
This is what the effect that I want to have with my stuff.
Yep.
Like, you know, you might not know each other, but you both get cut from me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't care what you think about me, but I just want people to talk.
Eskimo
Yeah.
brothers.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I think that's
Eskimo brothers.
Eskimo Brothers? What the heck is that?
Oh, don't worry about it.
Oh, I don't know what it is either, bro. But yeah, merch.
That's
Yeah.
the
I want to create that effect for sure. For me, it's community, absolutely. So merch is on the way, and then hopefully, I want to open up OSM5. I don't want it to just be haircuts. That was never just the intention. It was the whole culture, like thrifting and clothing. I love cafes. Maybe an OSM5 cafe one day. We'll see how we
That
go.
would be awesome.
Brunch spot with
No
two
more of
pieces
these,
of toast.
these
Yeah.
ridiculous brunch.
I like it.
That's it. I'll hook you up.
Oh, that's proper. That's
That
proper.
is
That,
That's
hopefully,
nice.
that's the plan.
Yeah. I like that. I see where the inspiration of taking care for the details and intricacies of what
Absolutely.
you do from the
Absolutely.
inspiration from the Japan trip. You know, influencing
100%,
what you're
because that's
doing
what
now.
they
So
do down
that's
there, bro. Like I remember I went to like that same cafe I was telling you about.
Mm.
They had a board with pins on it, and it was all just different cool little cartoon pins of that that joint, that cafe.
Yeah.
And they had merch, and they even had a section of their shop that was a thrift store.
Yeah. Right.
And then like people would come by thrift stores, say what's up to the guy, walk out, and then people would know each other from the pins, and it's just like
That's awesome.
I want to bring that over here. I think that's beautiful.
Nice
Yeah,
culture
that's,
being built there.
That's the way, man.
That's dope.
That's the way.
What about you guys? Where is this going?
What's cooking? Yeah.
Where's this going? Where's this going? Hopefully one day we get a studio space.
Studio
Definitely,
space for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So-
That's
Mainly just to be able to not have to constantly be setting up,
Set
packing
up.
down.
But
Was
also
one
it
big
just
part.
elevate. You know, a lot of like, I'm sure. I don't know. Did you start making content in the studio that I have now, or
Nah, I started back in the old crib.
did the perception increase when you? So it's a lot of it's
Absolutely.
perception, and then people tap in with the
Absolutely.
perception. So
There's
that's
one
a
of
hope
those,
when it
yeah.
comes to having a set.
I think I feel like it's almost like when people say they move out and they've been able to be a bit more
Yeah.
free and creative. It's like for us that moving out. I always
Will
say
help.
that right now in the podcast we're in our teenager phase.
Yeah.
So we've passed the infancy and
Bit of bratty.
and the bratty phase. Yeah, we're a bit bratty. Yeah, we've passed the infancy and still figuring ourselves out. We're in high school now. Yeah, it's time to graduate and step into like, all right,
There's
it's
exams.
time to be adults. There's exams. You know what I mean?
love
And
that,
moving into that space is us taking ourselves seriously because we're talking money being put
Yeah,
down. Like
I think
big,
that's
big
the
money.
thing. Like we got to
You
put
know
something behind it.
Exactly.
So now it's
that kind of stuff.
Did you guys want this to be the money maker for you guys? Like, is the goal to leave what you guys are doing and do this forever, or do you guys want to still do what you do, like you guys doing your own respective jobs and dreams, and then also doing this?
I think because we've got a community organization. For me, I don't see that being dropped off. It would be nice to do both at the same time. I would like to not now be, let's say, working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm in the community doing that kind of work, and I'm also creating a space for an outlet for myself, for the community to tap into as well. Like all of this is still community work when
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
about it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So yeah, this being elevated to a point where it actually means I can focus more on this and community because I don't need to work on my days. God, what me?
Yeah.
You did this for me?
I'm
You
so
know what I
blessed.
mean?
I would love that for you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't see why not, man. I don't see why not.
That's the vision.
Honestly, this is beautiful. What you guys got going on here is amazing. And like the energy in this room is beautiful. Like you guys are crazy. You guys are killer. So I love that.
Thank you. Thank
Appreciate it.
you.
And I appreciate you all.
Appreciate it.
I was just gonna say it helps when we have guests like you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not gonna
So,
lie, man.
like,
Like
easy
the
to
last
chat
few
to.
guests
Yeah,
have been
great.
I mean, they've all been cool,
Thank
but
you.
the last
Thank
few,
you so much, man.
Genuinely, very,
Cool
very
vibes
great.
and
So.
that, man. Nah, shout out to you, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
keep
appreciate
doing
it.
what you're doing,
yeah,
bro.
it's very inspiring seeing what
Absolutely. And I think that's like one thing for me as well as 075. Like, for me, the overarching goal is to show people you can actually do what you
Yeah.
want.
you do. Yeah.
There is nothing stopping anybody, especially in Australia, bro. It's really hard to stuff it up. Bro, worst comes to worst, you get on the dole. Like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna die, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Facts.
Like, look at people like for example, you know Francis Ngannou?
Yeah.
That guy had a crazy story, bro. He
Bro?
literally
When he walked through the Sahara 7 times or whatever it is,
imagine doing that.
wow.
Just so he can do one fight in the UFC.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And now you have all of this and you want to complain? You don't want
Yeah.
to do what you want to
Yeah.
do? Like, you know, don't spit in the face of your other fellow human beings.
Mm.
If somebody can't live
wow.
for them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live for your
Definitely.
brothers and sisters. Show everybody that you can do it too.
That's a
Do you know what I mean? If you pick up, bro, and you're able to do something, Noor can be like, you know what? Yeah, I can do it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So why not?
We're all
There's a
running.
book, 07 book on the way, man.
That's
075,
right.
075 book, bro.
That's it.
Daily devotionals and that, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
that's
thank you
dope.
for joining us, man. It's
Thank you
actually
so
been a
much
real
for having me.
pleasure. People can follow you at 075 Barber right under there.
It's on the screen.
There we go.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this around. Head to step1.life/the-disruption. Side note, do you wear underwear?
I do it on
Yeah. What
every day.
What brand are you wearing right now?
Just like the Kmart brand.
Yeah,
bro,
see? And
honestly.
you're missing out. You need to go step1.life/the-disruption.
I'll
Pick
get
yourself up
onto
a
it.
couple pairs.
Uh-huh.
Most comfortable thing in the world.
Done, bro. I'll get
Hey,
onto
thank you
it.
for joining us. Next week is episode 200.
Yes, sir.
We got
Celebration.
something
Yeah.
special cooked up for you. Lord willing, nothing goes haywire. It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Something special. Can't wait to see you guys there. Thank you so much for the support and the love. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this around. Peace
Follow
out.
075,
Bye.
man.
Sir,
Follow.
sir.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Laters.
I love that, bro.
Thank you.
I love talking with you.